Johnston's Maytag Benton Silvac has a new location, now at 1423 Military Road next to the new post office in Benton. But we've still got the best appliances, parts, and service you've known for over 20 years. We sell, repair, and service all makes and models. Check out our gas grill selection, sewing machines, televisions, vacuum cleaners, and much, much more.
If we don't have it, you probably don't need it.
Now at 1423 Military next to the new post office in Benton.
Location, location, location. These are three of the most important words in real estate, and Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is one of the most experienced real estate agencies in Saline County. Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is part of a nationwide network of real estate firms that have combined resources to give you the advantage of our local expertise, plus the benefit of our nationally recognized and respected name. So remember, when it comes to real estate, come to Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden.
The holiday season is here again, so let Croft Jewelers offer you something your loved one will never forget. Jewelry with a unique design. Jewelry custom made to fit your desires. Plus a lifetime guarantee on all diamond jewelry at Croft's. All this plus a price you cannot afford to miss.
Hi, I'm David Croft. At Croft Jewelers, we emphasize quality, service, and selection, and we guarantee it.
Croft Jewelers, Little Rock, North Little Rock, and now in Benton to better serve you.
To demonstrate the unique construction of a Simmons Beauty Rest pocketed coil.
I wonder what would happen on our mattress.
John, we don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
Individual pocketed coil springs to reduce movement and help give you undisturbed.
We don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
How much less movement will you feel on a Simmons
John,
Beauty
we don't have...
Only Simmons has the Do Not Disturb mattress.
Katie?
Whoa!
Save up to 50% on Simmons Beauty Rest. All sizes on sale. Ferguson's in Benton next to Walmart.
BTS, it's back to school. At Benton and Bryant Karate for Kids Family Center, it's back to fun. Karate is great for kids. Build self-esteem and confidence. Learn self-defense and more at Karate for Kids. BTS. Want to do this? We'll show you how. Get started today with our back-to-school special, just $19.95. BTS, it's back to school. Benton and Bryant's Karate for Kids. Balloonatics in Benton is the largest balloon and gift store in Arkansas. You'll find more than 700 different balloons for all occasions, but that's only the start. Balloonatics also has candy bouquets, custom-made gift baskets, hundreds of soft, cuddly stuffed animals, a big selection of over-the-hill gag gifts and party supplies. Balloonatics is your Thai Beanie Babies official club headquarters. We do custom decorating for any event, and we deliver from Glen Rose to Little Rock. So what are you waiting for? Join the fun with Pat Gibson and her friendly, courteous staff at Balloonatics.
From Memorial Stadium in El Dorado, two top 10 teams go after it tonight with first place in the 5A South Conference on the line. The Bryant Hornets are undefeated, 5-0, and the El Dorado Wildcats are ranked #1, though they've had one defeat. Jim Legrone with Rob Patrick, we've got the action for you coming up. Jim, tough game tonight. It should be a barn burner.
Well, it's going to be a tough game, but we said that last week, if you remember, and we came out with a great victory against Pine Bluff. Tonight, though, there's one big factor we need to remember. The field is wet, a great chance for rain tonight. The ball will be slippery. So who is it going to affect the most? Bad weather is a great equalizer between two ball clubs. So it's going to be a fabulous game tonight.
We're about ready for the action. Stay tuned.
Rob, I've been listening to this station, and you know, I've got a great new country line.
Yeah?
It's a true. I don't know what song it's from, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you ready? It said, as El Dorado team is coming on the field tonight, the guy is singing and said she's got her daddy's money, and she's got her mama's good looks, and she's as country as turnip greens. So my wife loves those turnip greens. So,
well, one of my favorite all-time country songs is How Come Every Time I Itch, I Wind Up Scratching You.
Oh, man, what... Oh, that's a good one there, Ron.
Yeah,
that's good. So
it was a classic.
You be sure to tune in and listen to 93.3. We're excited to be a part of the community.
The captains for El Dorado, let's see, it's Jeremy Lloyd, Chris Mooney, and Rod Green. And they are getting ready for the toss of the coin.
Well, they already tossed it, but the referee couldn't see it. Now, Rob, I don't know if that's a preliminary thing, but he couldn't see it. He had to turn around and get it in the light better. So I hope that's not an omen of what's going to happen.
Here's the lineup. El Dorado won the toss and has deferred to the second half. They will kick off. The Hornets will have the football first. They'll be going from our right to our left, and they will get first shot on offense.
Got to keep the football dry tonight for Mr. McCoy to be able to throw it with accuracy. But once again, that wet field is an equalizer between two football teams. And I think we're going to have a much closer game tonight than many people expect.
Well, El Dorado kicking off has an advantage with that big guy, O'Donohoe, Brendan O'Donohoe. He kicked, I think a couple of years ago, we saw him kick a 49-yarder against the Hornets down here. He will be booting it tonight to start the game.
You know, it's great. They really do have a free shot tonight, Rob.
Yeah, there's really the pressure's on El Dorado.
That's
really.
right. So there's no pressure here tonight. Nobody expects Hornets to win. El Dorado's got to win, but wouldn't it be sweet tomorrow morning? Oh, well, I better not think about that too much.
Well, might as well.
It'd be sweet to see 6-0 across the front pages of the newspapers.
Certainly would. Certainly would. The Hornets come onto the field. Now the Wildcats come out with their kicking unit. O'Donohue gets the tee down, and now the Hornets come out to get ready to receive it. Coach Clay Beeson.
Getting them ready before they kick off. I want to say hi to two very special people if I can. Lindsay Runyon. Happy birthday, Lindsay. You're going to turn sweet 16 and never been kissed. At least that's what your mother told me. But that's going to be a happy birthday tomorrow. And also I want to say hi to a Bryant Mustang player who broke his leg, Brandon Spur. Brandon's one of my special friends, and I know he's at home on Scouts listening. And I heard a rumor about him, Rob.
Oh, yeah?
Can I tell you the rumor?
Go ahead.
I heard that Brandon on his crutches is still faster than his dad.
Well, Brandon, there you go. Best wishes to both of them. Well,
I didn't hear about that one later, but it's okay. It's
best
okay.
wishes to Brandon and Dad, too. We're back deep for the Hornets. Josh Farmer is on the near side. The far side is Matt White.
Number 16, Josh Farmer.
Up close, Jonathan Jameson and Aaron Mears. El Dorado breaks the huddle, and we're ready for action here. As O'Donohoe, keep wanting to say O'Donohue.
Well, I tell you, it really does.
Gets ready, and here's the kick, and we're underway. It's a deep one, and catching it in the end zone will be Matt White, and it's an automatic touchback, so the Hornets will start at the 20, and there's that big foot of Brendan O'Donohoe.
Yeah, O'Donohoe has his way. They probably just sprint down here all the time because he's a wonderful kicker, and he's going to do a great job for the Razorbacks in the coming season.
Hornets will start at their own 20. Derek McCoy comes onto the field. Matt White will start in the backfield, it looks like. Hornets do go into a huddle for the first play.
They did this last week against Pine Bluff, and then they went to their regular no-huddle offense.
And they start in trips right with McCoy in the shotgun. Now White comes into a slot, nobody in the backfield. McCoy back to throw. He looks, he's going down deep on a down, out, and down, and it's too far for Matt Brown, who was held up by the coverage.
I was talking with my cohort when coming down here, and we thought, coming down after El Dorado seen all those films and those short passes, to do some kind of hitch and go and everything that maybe catch them off guard. And that's exactly what they tried.
Tried the out and up with good coverage as they held Matt up, and he was not able to get down underneath that pass. It fell incomplete. Second down. Once again, McCoy in the shotgun. Now he comes up under center as they call the plays. El Dorado with a linebacker in the slot threatening to blitz. He jumps back out of that now. McCoy with a short drop. He's going to throw the pass. Jonathan Jameson under it. Got it. And out of bounds. Pass through right where it needed to be. Jonathan did a good job of gauging it. Almost like running under a punt. And it's a first and 10 across the 40 out to about the 41-yard line.
They sent Matt into motion this time and left him over there by himself, and they were unable. And that got him, by the way, is over 1,000 yards, 1,016 for the season. But because of the way the ball was thrown, it took him on out of bounds, or he might have went for a substantial gain.
He was wide open over there.
I mean, wide open.
21-yard pickup, first and 10, Hornets at their own 41-yard line, just underway here at Memorial Stadium in El Dorado. Again, McCoy calling the signals in the shotgun, and he rolls out to the left. Looks. He's there, and Matt Brown complete across the 50, 45, and he's brought down there. They're in El Dorado territory.
Great play, great play. Once again, he was open. It's such a hard pass. It looks so easy from up here. To roll it to your left and then throwing back across your body is a difficult thing for an athlete to do.
14-yard pickup. And the Hornets with another first down. They're in El Dorado territory for the first time tonight. just underway, first quarter. Hornets and El Dorado Wildcats, two top 10 teams battling it out here.
Hornets don't look intimidated, Rob, do they?
Not at all. McCoy is, once again, they're in the no huddle. He looks to the sideline for the play call, now calls it. Everybody shifts, and now we have a whistle. I didn't see a flag, but they're going to mark off 5 yards against Bryant. I think they called Joe Gould for moving the football. That's the first time we've seen that one this year.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at the call. I didn't know if he was saying two people are shifting at once or what.
So it's a 1st and 15 at midfield now for the Hornets. Again, McCoy looks to the sideline. He's got trips to the near side of the field to the left. White is the eye back. Now McCoy comes up under center, calls the play. Matt Brown, the lone wide out to the right. McCoy calls signals. Short drop, and he's throwing the fade towards White, towards Brown, and it's incomplete, overthrown, and some physical action there between White and the quarterback over on that side, Derek Shelton.
Yeah, there's a lot of bumping going on, but I want to tell you, it's great defense. They're doing something tonight that we have not seen at all this year against passing attack. The defenders are getting in front of the Hornet receivers instead of playing behind them. And so that's going to make it a very long night. But then what you do is come across the middle with those passes, and you put your receiver between him and the quarterback, so there's nobody in the way.
Double wideouts either side now. They go to the double set. Now Farmer in motion, and they hand it off to Farmer on that little play.
He got it. We haven't seen it in a while. Breaks big, 40, 35, and he's down close to the 30. There's a fumble. Who got it? Did it go out of bounds? It looked like it was right on the line, but it looks like
it did go out of bounds, and Bryant retains possession inside the 30-yard line.
Defender did what exactly he was supposed to do. He came up from behind on Farmer and slapped at the ball as he was taking him down. But, Rob, you're right. We haven't seen that in 3 weeks. But, man, was it ever... Oh,
broke nicely. 22 yards for Josh Farmer on the flanker around. And it's 1st and 10 for Bryant at the 30, giving him a 20-yard run. They marked him down before the fumble, apparently, because the fumble went out at the 28. There's some discussion over on the far sideline about the mark. But they are going to move it up to the 28-yard line. So 1st and 10, Bryant at the El Dorado 28. First series of the ball game. The Hornets have moved from their own 20 deep into El Dorado territory. And McCoy once again looking to the sideline for the call. Calls the play. Hornets adjust. Now he's under center. And he's back with a short drop, and he's throwing the fade route to Farmer, and it's just overthrown on his outside shoulder. He was looking back on his inside shoulder.
He was, but the pass was right where it was supposed to be. That's close. That's going to score again sometime tonight. They're going to make that connection on there.
Well, with El Dorado's defensive backs playing so close,
that's right,
man to man, a lot of times you're going to be able to get a step on them and get behind them.
Well, what a tight man. They have definitely done something the Hornets hadn't seen. They're still moving the football, though.
2nd and 10 for the Hornets at the El Dorado 28. Just underway, no score. El Dorado and Bryant. McCoy calls the signals, gets under center. Short drop once again. The ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
Too bad, Rob, because he was open across the middle, and we saw that play a lot last week. Big 3rd down play coming out now on this particular drive. Well, no, I don't think they're close enough to where they'd want to try a field goal early in this ball game. Do you, Rob, from this distance? So I know they'd want to make some yards. That would make it about a
45-yard.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'd line up for that now. He can kick it. But early in the ball game, I don't know. They're probably in 4-down territory.
The Hornets go into the huddle for this one. It'll be 3rd and 10. I think Will Robbins got a hand on that pass, and McCoy was hit hard right after he let go of it. In the shotgun. Trips right to the short side of the field. McCoy will roll left. He'll look, throws, and overthrows an open Matt Brown at about the 16-yard line. Would have been 1st down yardage. McCoy's pass too high, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 10, and I believe
they're going to apply this kick.
Alt's coming onto the field.
Now, Alt can kick at this distance, and it's also on the right-hand hash mark, which is exactly what a soccer kicker wants, so he can kind of hook it back in toward the goal line. Now, he can kick this far, whether or not he does it remains to be seen. But, man, I tell you, the Hornets are not intimidated. They drove the ball down, made the 1st downs, are in the ball game.
The ball will be placed at the 35. It'll be a 45-yard attempt. High snap, but Farmer got it down. The kick is long enough, and it is good.
Josh on with a 45-yard field goal, a line drive, just got over the crossbar, and the Hornets take the lead with 10:24 left in the first quarter. It's Bryant 3, El Dorado nothing. And I don't think anybody jumped any higher than Josh Hall did on that one. So I tell you, I think he could have dunked 6 times that pass. So we're excited for that young man. Phillips Mountie Duke Real Estate is your real estate connection for Bryant and all of Saline County. They have over 30 licensed professionals to serve you. Arkansas Business Weekly recognized Phillips Mountie Duke as one of the top 15 firms in Arkansas, placing them as the #1 Saline County real estate office. After the game, be sure to take a look at our listings on the internet. You'll find us at phillipsmountyduke.com. We've got the site for community, school, and real estate information. That's phillipsmountyduke.com. Rob, one more time, I want to apologize for my voice tonight. It's going to crack and get worse. But that's his life. I can't miss this game.
That's okay, man. Balls, of course, in the face of the challenge of Brendan O'Donohoe, comes up big with a 45-yard field goal.
Boy, does he ever. Scoring drive, by the way, was 52 yards in 8 plays, culminating in that 45-yard field goal.
Back deep for El Dorado. Donnie Harris, he's the man in the middle. He's the one that they want to get it to. He is flanked by Hollingsworth on one side, and they're going to squib kick it. It is caught and downed at the 31-yard line.
Well, that's kind of unusual, Rob. He had plenty. He could have ran 5 yards and then fallen down.
Yeah, I think Coach Register is making that point to the receiver there.
Of course, your first priority is always to catch the football and to make sure it's in your possession on kickoff. You know, a lot of folks don't really realize that ball is live. After 10 yards, it's anybody's ball.
Sure is.
And he had to make sure. So he did the right thing, but he could have made it a little bit further down the field. That'll be interesting to see how the Hornet defense stacks up against a very quick, very potent, and very fast offense.
Michael Parker caught that ball and downed it. El Dorado comes out in the I formation, double wideouts to the right side, the wide side. Elliott Jacobs, the quarterback. He pitches it to Donnie Harris, the tailback, and Harris is pinned in and driven out of bounds for no gain. Maybe a loss of half a yard or so. The Hornets pursued well to the short side of the field. There's Jason Rose, Michael McClellan, Josh Bogbeck, and Patrick Defoe over there, and actually it was a loss back to the 29, so a 2-yard loss on the first play for Donnie Harris.
Rob, I was watching just the line play that time. Wasn't going to watch the football, and the Hornet defenders moved off their blocks, as you can tell by the loss of the yardage, very well.
Again, this time wide out to either side of the field, tight end to the wide side, right side. Jacobs under center, I formation. They give to Harris on the delay off tackle. He breaks the tackle and gets across the 35, a pick of about 7. Going to bring up, they're going to need about 4 or 5 yards for the first down. They can mark it at the 36.
You know what, Rob? He is fast, isn't he? He was fast going up the middle that time. Quick speedster. He'll be playing at the next level someplace. Just a junior starter.
7-yard pickup. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 at the 36. El Dorado sends wide out to either side. I formation. Dotting the I this time, however, Lamario Reed. He's a power back, and he's hit and brought down short of the first down. Who's under that pile there? Philip Prim, Patrick Defoe, Michael McClellan made the first hit.
I tell you, if it's any indication, Michael McClellan, I've been watching him in particular. They better not be trying to run to their left because McClellan's going to stop him tonight.
Just a 1-yard pickup for Reed, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 4 at the 37, and the Hornets at first and punt here on the first possession of El Dorado, Bryant leading 3-0. O'Donohoe in the ball game. Punt it from his own 37. He's back inside the 25. Gets the kick away. It's a high spiral. Sends Matt Brown back to the 19. He's got room to run. Gets a block from Bobby Wynn and brings it out close to the 30-yard line.
Calling him down, Rob, on the fumble.
The ball, the ground cannot cause the fumble. So Matt was brought down short of the 30, but pretty good field position for the Hornets.
Yeah, very good field position, Rob, and I tell you, that's twice now the Hornets have dropped the ball on the field, and neither time has it been critical, but we got to remind folks it's a wet field and it's a wet ball, and we don't need to see too many of those on Bryant's side of the football.
So the Hornets, 8:55 left in the first quarter, and a 3-0 lead. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Trips right. McCoy rolls that way. Looks deep. And his ball is underthrown, but caught by Jonathan Jameson at the 44, and he's thrown out of bounds at midfield. Jameson with his second catch made a good adjustment on the ball, Jim.
I tell you, he did. He come back to the ball very well. The defender was right on him, but he once again, like you said, he came back to the football, made a great catch. I tell you, Rob, the Hornets are clicking tonight. They look sharper to me than they did last week.
The sophomore coming up big on a 22-yard reception and a 1st and 10 at midfield for the Hornets. They already lead 3-0. 8:45 left first quarter. And they have the football at midfield. McCoy in the shotgun. He's got trips right to the short side of the field. It's Wallace Jamison who's come up big, the young sophomore. Josh Farmer's in the wing. Matt Brown give the handoff to Matt White, and he's going to get short yardage, maybe to the 49 before he's driven back with a fine tackle there.
Well, that's textbook film there. He's lowered his shoulders, picked him up, and drove him back.
A 1-yard gain for White. 2nd and 9 at the El Dorado 49.
They spot the football. Yeah, they did give him a good gain. But I tell you what, Rob, he met a wall, didn't he?
He did indeed.
Who was that man?
McCoy in the shotgun, looking to the sideline for the play call. He's got Matt Brown wide left and then trips right. Matt White now moves up into the slot to the left. Farmer in motion from right to left. And that's the way that McCoy rolls. He's under pressure, but he gets the pass away, and it's complete. Great job of avoiding the blitz that El Dorado had on, and Matt Brown made a nice catch up close to the 40-yard line. He's just short of a first down.
Matt Brown also hit on the ball. He was popped pretty hard after he caught the thing, but great throw and catch, and boy, McCoy was running for his life on that one. Defender at nose guard. I didn't see what number, but man, he was able to get around the center that time, and he was in the backfield. They're going to measure for this, though, Rob, but we don't. The chains are on our side of the field tonight.
Hard to see.
And so we can't see exactly where they're at. From the look of the chain, though, it looks short to me.
Well,
but I can't really see it that well.
We will watch for it. It's going to be either 3rd and short. It's very close. They needed to get close to the 40-yard line for the first down. And they're in between the 41 and 40, so we'll see.
He'll be short by an inch or make it by an inch.
Stretch the chains out.
They'll be short by 3 inches.
They will be short, and it'll be a 3rd and 1 at the 41. Hornets haven't run the ball much. Just
they've only 2 plays. The 2 plays, they gave Farmer the run, on the end.
On the flank over
the reverse, right. Good play right here. The Hornets don't want this to go to 4th down. This is the kind of play we fans always say, man, fake it and throw the bomb, but you don't need to do that. You need to get the first down.
Trips right. Brown the lone setback, and McCoy will sink for it and get the first down. Good surge by the Hornets.
Man, was there ever.
He got down to the 39, so a pickup of 2 yards for Derek McCoy and a first down for the Hornets. With 7:16 left in the first quarter, Bryant leading 3-0 with the football in El Dorado territory.
The quarterback makes 2 yards on a sneak. That's a good sneak, brother.
They felt like they might be able to run the ball right at El Dorado. We haven't seen much of it yet, but maybe something to watch for as the game goes along. McCoy sends Farmer in motion. McCoy under center. Rolls out to his right, gets the ball out into the slot. Matt makes a one-handed catch, but then he's surrounded and brought down for no gain, maybe a loss of a yard. But both of those guys avoided quite a bit of pressure. McCoy got the ball away, and then White made a splendid catch with one hand.
He made a great catch, but because he had to stop really and catch it from behind him, it slowed him up. If he'd have caught that on the fly, he'd have made at least 5 or 6 yards.
Actually lost a yard back to the 40. It's 2nd and 11 at the 40-yard line. And the Hornets with Matt Brown, the lone wide out to the left, trips to the right side of the field. Now Farmer comes in motion from right to left. McCoy with a straight drop back, pumps once, throws deep, and it's incomplete. We've got a flag in the secondary. Matt Brown tried to stop and come back for it. It was underthrown. Got a hand on it, but was not able to bring it in.
Like secondary usually means interference, but on this particular case, it might be a hold.
Yeah.
One of the receivers was coming across.
It was away from the pass.
Face mask, I think he looked like.
Well, we'll see.
He'll show it on this side.
They give the signals to the far sideline, so we'll have to be real attentive about this. They marked 5 yards against El Dorado.
Yeah, he is signaling a face mask. Very unusual call from that side of the field, but man, that's one of those things you need to watch. They'll get to do it again.
Instead of 3rd and 11, it'll be 2nd and 6 at the 35-yard line for the Hornets. Much better situation.
Absolutely. Rob, it's still early in the ball game, but this is the best defense the Hornets have seen this year, in my opinion, from what I've seen so far. Man for man, the speed, the quickness, and their defensive scheme is just really good.
McCoy in the shotgun, gives on the delay to Matt White. He breaks the tackle, he gets into the secondary, and he falls! Oh, White will score from 35 yards out, and the Hornets increase their lead to 9-0.
Late time for me to talk about how great the defense looks. It was teamwork with that little trap delay. You caught it right, Rob. He was able to weave his way through the line. And man, oh man.
6 minutes left to play in the first quarter, and Bryant has scored twice. El Dorado's only had the ball once and run 4 plays.
3 and out, that's what they wanted to have, Rob. What a play.
Josh Farmer will hold as Nick Harbert will tee it up for the extra point here. Good snap, kick is up, and it's good.
Right down the middle.
So with 6 minutes left in the first quarter, our score, the Bryant Hornets 10, the El Dorado Bobcats nothing.
Gives it a break and gives the opportunity to let you know the good people who support our broadcast. And by the way, if you're interested in becoming one of the Hornet football sponsors, be sure to call Coach Tom Farmer at 847-5601. Sponsored tonight by Rick Lafferty and Dinah McEwen of Liberty Real Estate, by Pepsi, by the Bryant Booster Club, by your hometown newspaper, the Bryant Times, by the Learning Center, by Shane Broadway, by the Rick Stevens Insurance Agency. And we always want to say hi to KCDI Bryant, 93.3 FM, CD Country, your place for great country music 24 hours a day. And also, once again, hi to Falcon Cable. We appreciate all they're doing. If you're listening on Falcon tonight, be sure to tune in on Wednesday night at 8:30, and you can see the tape replay of this football game. Rob, that was a 72-yard drive in 6 plays, 35-yard TD run by White. Just when I was bragging on the defense, Rob, they called him in the wrong place.
They did indeed, and Matt White broke clean on a 35-yard touchdown run, and now Josh Alt will tee it up for the kickoff.
Rob, no matter what else happens, the Hornets have proved they can play at this level of football tonight. They're playing. They're taking it to them right now.
10-0 Bryant lead. 6 minutes left opening quarter here at El Dorado's Memorial Stadium. Alt kicks it off again. It's a squib kick. It's picked up by Parker at the 28. He's up over the 35, 40-yard line and brought down at about the 42.
Exactly what we were talking about a while ago. Coach Scooter wasn't going to let him do that again, fall down on the ball, so he caught it and he ran. And he got almost 10 yards on that run, and so a little bit better field position. And well, actually, it's great field position. Football on the 41-yard line. I tell you, Rob, you know, as wet as the field and the ball's been bouncing around a little bit, there's still no turnovers yet. And as of last week, it was turnover city, you know.
It was indeed. There was 1 point, 3 interceptions on 3 snaps from Pine Bluff. Elliott Jacobs, the quarterback. He's a lefty. He's got wide receivers to either side. Donnie Harris has gotten the eye. And they pitch it to Harris around the right side. They try to go wide, and he's going to be outside and brought down by Jesse Ball. A nice open field tackle, maybe a yard for Harris, who could not get to the corner.
Couldn't get to the corner, Rob, and Jones just fought off that block. He wouldn't be denied. And I thought there was more running room on this side, Rob, when he first started out. But, boy, they closed the gap. Man, oh, man. This defense came to play tonight, Rob.
They did indeed, and that, of course, is a play, a bread and butter play for El Dorado. Harris comes out of the ball game, and now El Dorado will go with 3 wide, 4 double wide outside. A lone setback behind Jacobs is McDaniel. And Jacobs will throw. Oh, he can't get it away. He's sacked. He's sacked. There's Reynolds on the top. Down underneath Jim, I think it is maybe Michael McClellan again.
Michael McClellan's having a ball game tonight. I don't think this was a sack as much as it was. He was quarterback draw. He better didn't think he could even have time to set up the throw. But he took off pretty quick, Rob. Man, what defensive line surged that way?
They would not be blocked on that one. Man, they had Newell in there as well, so they had the middle linebacker shooting the gap. So,
and somebody told the Hornets they have a free shot, and baby, do they want it tonight.
Now double wide out to either side again. They have to shift one of them who came to the near side. Jacobs with a 3rd and 11. Tries to option left, pitches to Harris, and he's got running room this time, but Bombeck closes on him, can't make the tackle, and he gets out of bounds at the 50-yard line, and that's going to be close to a first down for Donnie Harris. He made a couple of people miss him that time.
I tell you what, yes, he did. There was a great block on that side, which really sealed it. Now, Rob, you're the El Dorado coach. What are you going to do? You haven't been moving the ball. You're 2 yards short. Are you going to put this down, or are you going to go for it?
Well, we'll see.
I think they're going to go for it.
I think they are. O'Donoho is not in. They're going to bring in the big backs, and on a 4th down and 2.
This is a big play around the ball game. And you believe this on your side of the field, they still don't think the Hornets can stop them. What a play, Rob, what a play.
The tailback is McDaniel. They're in a full house backfield, and they hand it to him, and he's going to
get it.
Just beyond the 1st down on a 2nd surge. They hit him at the line of scrimmage, but the big back pushed it forward, and I think he got the 1st down, although it depends on the mark.
Rob,
they may not have given him the 1st down on that mark. They're going to have to measure.
They're going to have to measure. I can't tell because we can't see the chain. It still looks like they got it by the stripe of the football, though, Rob.
They may have. They needed to get to the 49, I believe, and that's where it's resting, right beyond the 49-yard line of Bryant.
Rob, he is one big back. Isn't he 256 pounds? And, boy, just leaned forward, tall.
They went behind their left tackle, Rod Green, who's considered by many as one of the best. He did get the 1st down at the 49, a 2-yard pickup, and it's a new set of downs. The first 1st down for the El Dorado Wildcats, who trailed 10-0. 4:15 left in the 1st quarter. Bryant with the lead over El Dorado.
Well, I think the crowd's kind of getting into this on El Dorado's kind of trying to wake their football team up a little bit. Still, I think that was kind of a daring play to go for that right in the middle of the field that way, this early in the game down 10-0. But the call worked. They got a 1st down, fresh set of downs, and one back set again.
Jacobs calls the signals. He's got McDaniel behind him. Fakes the draw to him, and he'll come to the wide side of the field. He's got Jones to beat. Coming up strong is Wynn, and he drives him out of bounds after a pickup of maybe 2 yards. Both of them head over the bench over here on the near sideline, and a little slow to get up.
Bobby took that bench out.
Wynn showed his speed there as Jacobs could not get around him.
Rob, and looking at all my pregame stuff against El Dorado, I never thought about the quarterback running the football this much tonight. I don't know if they're just trying to keep the defense honest.
He does
keep them
that.
keying somewhere else.
He's a multi-purpose quarterback. A couple of the Bryant coaches told me he's the best quarterback that Bryant's seen this year. And so far, he's shown it. 2nd and 8 at the Bryant 47 for El Dorado. They've got wideouts to either side, tight ends to either side. The lone setback is Donnie Harris, and they fake it to him. Jacobs on the roll, gets around Michael McClellan, throws down the middle, and incomplete. Good coverage by Jesse Jones, who pulled the arms back. The intended receiver for El Dorado was Velasquez, the tight end, and Jones with a good job of pulling his arms back so he couldn't hold on to the ball.
Velasquez was in the neighborhood with another receiver as well, so I think the ball could have even went for both of them. Now a long 3rd down play again, Rod.
3rd and 8.
Last time they went for a sweep to the far side of the field, Harris was able to turn the corner. Would surprise that again.
3:42 left, 1st quarter. Bryant with a 10-0 lead over El Dorado. Wildcats just picked up their first down, but now they face a 3rd and 8 at the Bryant 47. Harris the lone setback. Again, they've got tight ends to either side, wideouts to either side. Jacobs calls the signals, and he's running out of time. Tried to call an audible, and he's frustrated. Has to call a timeout as the play clock got down to 1.
Frustration's the key word tonight on that particular play, Rod. The relocation department at 315-5000. That's 315-5000. I think you said it well, Rob. A little frustration when he called that timeout.
It was indeed. There's a good Bryant contingent here.
That is great.
The fans.
They told us we'd only sit on one side, but the Bryant folks spread out a little bit. The stands are not full tonight. You can still make the last 2 minutes of the ball game if you take off right now.
Okay, 3rd and 8 at the Bryant 47. El Dorado with the football. Again, they send wideouts to either side. Donnie Harris, the lone setback. Now a tight end flexes. That's Velasquez in a wing formation. Jacobs with the handoff on a delay to Harris. Breaks one tackle, but can't break another one. There's Nick Clark to bring him down for no gain. And it's going to bring up a 4th down for El Dorado. And their running game has done very little against this Bryant defense.
I tell you, and it's the line that's doing it, Rob, because the blocks are not being held long enough, and the Hornet defenders are shaking them off. And I tell you, Rob, this defense has come to play. Very impressive, very impressive.
No gain for Harris, and they'll be punting. O'Donoho in there to punt.
O'Donoho has a kind of an unusual kick formation, doesn't have a great follow-through, but man, can he launch the ball like a rocket.
Matt Brown's back at his own 10-yard line awaiting this punt. Good snap. Good pressure on O'Donoho. He gets the kick away, and Brown makes a fair catch at the 10-yard line, and that's where the Hornets will take over with a 10-0 lead over El Dorado. 2:54 left in the first quarter.
The only people not surprised in this stadium, Rob, are the Hornet fans and the Hornet football team. They believe in these guys. They're playing well.
Hornets come right out and get into formation. El Dorado has to do that as well, and that's the key to this no-huddle offense. The coaches here in the press box can look down at how El Dorado is defensing what Bryant is doing. They call the play from up here, signal it in to McCoy, and McCoy will make the call at the line of scrimmage. Handoff to Luke Brown in the ball game, and he's across the 12 out to close to the 14. Good surge there for Luke Brown. He gets his first action since, he played briefly in the El Dorado game, or in the Pine Bluff game.
It's good to see him back in. That shoulder's still a little bit sore probably, but I know he's been wanting to play.
4-yard pickup for Luke, and he'll stay in the ball game. Hornets have double wideouts to either side. It's Wallace and Jamison to the far side, Matt Brown and Matt White to the near side, and McCoy calls the signals, comes up under center. Luke Brown the lone setback. Short drop for McCoy. Now we've got whistles, and the play is blown dead before it gets underway.
All the shifting is going on, Rob. Somebody's going to have a procedure or an offsides on that one.
And it is against the Hornets as they're backing up. Procedure penalty.
Illegal procedure against Bryant. I didn't see it, Ron.
Going to make it a 2nd and 11 back at the 9.
Not saying it didn't happen, just that I didn't see what the procedure was. Now, Rob, it's important on this part of the end of the field. You want to get out and make a couple of first downs. Even if you have to punt, it's not the end of the world. But you don't want to have to punt from your goal line. You don't want to give El Dorado the ball at the 50-yard line.
McCoy in the shotgun with Luke Brown in the backfield with him. Trips to the right side. Matt Brown, the lone wide out to the left. Now he moves Luke over to the left side. And the play is called. Luke Brown adjusts into the wing formation. McCoy sends White in motion. And he rolls left in that direction. His pass, a short one to caught by Matt Brown across the 20 to the 22, and a first down for Bryant.
A little frustration on the defender that time. He turned around, and all of a sudden he saw the ball that was there, caught it completely by surprise. What a big play, man. Get the first down, kind of punch the ball out a little bit further.
A 13-yard pickup and a new set of downs for the Hornets, who already lead at 10-0. As the first quarter winds down, we're down inside a minute 45. McCoy again looks to the sidelines. He's in the shotgun. He's got trips to the right. Matt Brown, the lone wide out to the left. El Dorado kind of standing around now, watching them. Another advantage to this strategy. Hand off to Matt White. He breaks it across the 25, the 30. Lowers his shoulder and gets across the 35-yard line. Nice running by Matt White.
Oh, what a great run. Didn't he make a great fake, duck his shoulder down? And I almost went the other way, and I'm up here watching. You know, what a great fake. Got to the outside.
Now the Hornets are reeling off yardage. 14 yards on the run after a 13-yard pass. First and 10, 36-yard line for the Hornets. They already lead at 10-0. We're down inside a minute 15 in the first quarter. They've rooted this ball out from their own 10-yard line. They're at their own 36. First and 10. Luke Brown, the lone setback. Matt White in motion, and it's the flanker reverse to White. He's got good yardage up across the 40, and then he's whipped down at about the 41-yard line. Strong tackle there as White tried to stop and cut back, but they wouldn't allow that.
Yeah, I think put down's a pretty good word, Rob. He let him know he was not going to go any further.
Still, a pickup of about 4 to the 40, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 6.
White's a tough young man, though. He'll pop back up there, and now he'll try to run the ball. He'd want it right now.
Well, they've got double wideouts to either side. Brown and White to the near side, the far side, the wide side of the field. Wallace and Jamison on the far side, the short side, and they hand off up the middle to Luke Brown. And the linebacker got a hold of his ankle, Adam Childs, and Luke only able to pick up a couple of yards out to the 43. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3, Jim.
A little bit longer 3rd yard than what they've had in the last couple of drives, but I don't think they're going to get this off. I think they're going to let the quarter run out, and man, what a first quarter it's been.
That is the end of our first quarter. Hornets will face a 43 at their own 43 when we continue our score at the end of the first quarter. It's Bryant 10, El Dorado nothing.
93-3, Central Arkansas. CD Country is proud to be the new home of the Bryant Hornets. More for local programming is coming soon. Specific 1-800-926-82855. That's 1-800-926-8255. We're 93.3 FM KCDI, Bryant's radio station. And also, want to make sure you stay tuned for that scoreboard show tonight. And we're going to try to put Brent on the phone a little bit at halftime, or put David on there and try to get some halftime scores if we can and give you some updates. And so just to let those folks know, we'll be calling in, and maybe they'll have some waiting on us. Rob, what an impressive first quarter this has been. The Hornets have proved that they're for real, and I think they've got El Dorado's attention. First quarter stats while they're lining up. Bryant had 7 first downs. They've rushed for 84 yards, passed for 77. Great balance, total 161. El Dorado quickly, only 1 first down, rushed for 19, no passing yards, only 19 yards in the first quarter. Great start by the Hornets.
Hornets come out with trips left. They face a 3rd and 3. McCoy will roll out to his left.
He's open, man.
Complete to Matt White. He's across midfield, down to the 40, and back down at the 38-yard line. He was wide open in the flat.
Well, they caught him in a mix-up on their defense. He was open, and the only thing that saved him, the defender had the angle. That's the only way he was going to get caught.
A 19-yard pickup on a 3rd and 3, and the Hornets are coming up big.
By the way, the defense to me is starting to look a little bit like the Zebras last week, where they don't really know what's going to happen.
Boy, kudos to the guys up here in the press box.
Absolutely.
Calling the plays. They look at that defense, signal, call down to Daryl Patton, and they call the plays that way. Now a change in the play. McCoy backs away from the center, lifts to the sideline, calls the signal as they've changed it. The Hornets adjust. Now he's under center, and he'll roll out to the right. And again, he's got an open man. It's Josh Farmer at the 30, the 20, and down inside the 20 to the 15. And again, he was wide open in the flat.
Absolutely wide open. Should have been a late hit call, but it wasn't. That man, what a great play again. Audible let the line change the play and caught the defense that way. Brian, it seemed like the El Dorado defense was crunching on the inside to try to take out that quick slant pass Hornets were throwing last week, and they hadn't thrown it once yet tonight.
A 25-yard pickup. That is the 4th play over 10 yards in this series for the Hornets as they've driven from their own 10.
Their own 10.
To the El Dorado 15. Just started the second quarter, and Bryant already with a 10-0 lead.
And that's the most impressive thing of the drive. They started on their 10.
Trips left, the wide side of the field. Luke Brown, the lone setback. McCoy rolls left.
He's there.
Wide open again is Farmer, and he's got it inside the 5-yard line. We've got a flag, though, in a bad place.
We'll see what the penalty is, but
Farmer was brought down at the 4-yard line. 11-yard pickup will be 1st and goal if the play stands, but looks like we've got penalty flags, and the Hornets are the ones moving backwards.
Offensive pass interference.
Well, that's the first time we've seen that this year. That is the preliminary signal.
Rob, sometimes when you're doing a crossing pattern with a receiver and they go to cut across the middle and they make any kind of block or any kind of connection, sometimes you're going to get called for this kind of play. It's just very rare, and it shouldn't be called in my mind. You're running out, and you know, you find some interference in that way. But anyway, well, it's a big penalty, though.
15 yards takes them back to the 30-yard line. And it'll be a 1st and 25 at the 30.
They also signaled they had an ineligible man downfield, too, so they had a kind of a dual thing going on.
Well, I don't know why they didn't take that penalty, because
they were taking loss of down, but that's what they just signaled.
1st and 25 at the El Dorado 30. The first penalty of the ball game, I believe. McCoy with trips right to the wide side of the field.
All right, they have taken it is 2nd down.
He rolls, and the ball is dropped as it's completed at the 25. Farmer dropped it at the 25-yard line, then he was leveled.
He was leveled twice. And the second one should have got a penalty. Rob, they did take the loss of down, by the way. It was 2nd down, now it is 3rd. But they should have got that play, coach. Should have got that flag.
So that was actually, the penalty was, well, we'll just leave it at that. A 15-yard penalty, loss of down, that brings up a 3rd and 25 at the 30. Hornets line up in trips to the right. Lone wide out to the left is Matt Brown. Matt White in the backfield with Derek McCoy, who calls the play. Quick handoff up the middle to White, and he's going to pick up short yardage, get down to about the 27 perhaps. They may have another field goal attempt here.
They tried to catch him in a pass defense and hoping that Matt might be able to squeak through there and get in the secondary and be free to run. But Wildcat defense stiffened up on that. But Rob, this is the most impressive drive. They started on their own 10-yard line, drove it down the field. Ineligible receiver downfield. That was the only thing that stopped them on that drive.
again, it'll be another 45-yard field goal for Josh Alt if he can kick it. Going the other way this time. Kicked one earlier from this distance. Good snap. Farmer with the hold. Kick it high, but a little bit short this time. And it's going to be no score on that drive. But it's the first time the Hornets haven't scored on a drive tonight. And as it was, they got down to the 15. Penalty hurt them that time. And with 10-12 left in the first half, El Dorado will take over at their own 20-yard line, trailing 10-0.
Well, they, like I said, the penalty stopped them, but what they did was change field position. And we were just wanting to get a couple of first downs so they could be able to punt it down here. But now this is even better. Started El Dorado a long way away. The reason he missed the field goal, I think he kicked it a little high on the ball, so he put a little bit more air under it than he meant.
Well, El Dorado come out in wideouts to either side, tied in to the far side in a I formation with McDaniel at fullback and Harris at tailback. Jacobs the quarterback. Hands to Harris over the right side, and he's going to get little or nothing. As the Hornets pile him up and send him back.
How many shirts are there, Rob? 4 or 5 white shirts here, just pushing him on back. I went to the I formation, tried to get that fullback in there and get an extra block, but it didn't work that time.
Philip Prim and Michael McClellan leading that charge. As Harris gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Hornet defensive line so far is owning this ballgame. So far.
Both lines, really.
Right.
Think about it.
They're doing well. You're right.
Hornets have moved the ball at will. Only a penalty has hurt them in that last drive. Now double wide out to the left for El Dorado. Lone wide out to the right. And McDaniel, the big fullback, the lone setback behind Jacob, who takes a short drop look. And now he has to pull it down and try to run. And he gets ahead for 2 or 3 yards before he's brought down by Aaron Mears, the defensive end. He didn't stay back there long.
He didn't stay back there. The pressure was getting to him. We haven't seen this much pressure on the quarterback by the Hornets defense, I don't think, consistently so far this season. So they found something that's working at this time.
3-yard pickup is going to bring up a 3rd and 7 at their own 23-yard line for El Dorado, and the Wildcats are struggling offensively at this point. They send Harris now as a wide receiver to the far right side.
And that should be looking for a pass that direction. He's in single coverage.
Jacobs will look that way. Short drop, looks down the middle, looks deep. The throw is knocked away by Bobby Wynn. Beautiful coverage by Wynn. Harris did not have any room to make anything on that, any play on that ball.
Great defense, Rob. Great defense. The Hornet defense has come to play again. I said it twice tonight. Interesting, by the way, the Speedster has only 16 yards so far on 6 carries.
Interesting that they went deep on a 3rd and 7. Disdained the chance at a first down and went deep down the far sideline. Great coverage by Bobby Wynn, and now O'Donogho's back in there to punt.
Well, they caught it just like they wanted to. They wanted Harris in single coverage, and they got it. But, man, Wynn was up to the challenge on that play.
Almost a snap, but he gets it away. It's a low liner that hits at the 40 and takes an El Dorado bounce. It'll come dead at about the 25-yard line. So even with a mess up on the punt, O'Donoho able to get a big kick away.
53-yarder, Rob. I mean, the man's got a tree trunk for his leg. No wonder he can kick the ball so well.
Hornets will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line, leading 10-0 with 8:32 left in the first half.
Rob, I got to figure out how to learn how to kick that way. You know, he kicked the thing sideways and it rode forever. So
Matt White into the ball game at running back. The Hornets send double trips left. Josh Farmer joins the lineup. McCoy looks to the sideline for the play call. Again, no huddle offense. On the short side of the field, it's Matt Brown at the wide receiver.
Well, I tell you, Rob, until the defense backed up, this would have been a great defense to throw deep against.
They signal in the play, and McCoy calls it. Play clock down to 6. He gets the snap away, hands off up the middle. Matt White on the trap, and he's got good yardage up across the 30, out to about the 32-yard line.
Trap is one of the most beautiful running plays when you trap that guard like that defensive player, and just create a big hole. And boy, did he hit that hole fast, right?
Hit it quick, and it's a 7-yard pickup for Matt White. Bring up a 2nd and 3 at the 32. Hornets send trips to the left this time. That's the wide side of the field. Matt Brown, the lone wide out to the right. Again, and they're in the neutral zone.
That's offside, Rob. You can't do it.
Down as they were on the blitz. The linebacker came up, Ahmad Murphy came up too quickly and got into the neutral zone, and it's going to be a first down for Bryant at the 37-yard line. They get it the easy way that time.
And that's okay. They'll take it. But you know, Rob, that rule, we get so frustrated at times, but if any player, offense or defense, violates that neutral zone, it's a penalty.
Makes it easier to call for the officials.
Absolutely.
So the Hornets with a 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. 7:55 left in the first quarter. Bryant leading 10-0. Got trips to the left this time, the wide side of the field. Matt Brown, the lone wide out to the right, the short side of the field, the near sideline. Again, Matt White's the lone setback behind Luke McCoy. Short drop, passes to Matt Brown, makes the catch at the 42, takes a juke and gets up to about the 44. He's going to be short of the first down.
And then Matt did a real smart thing. He ducked his head and got ready because he was popped.
Going to bring up a 2nd and 3 on the 7-yard pickup at the 44. Hornets have been moving the football every time they've had the ball.
I still think there's a good-looking defense, Rob. They have a good scheme. It's just the Hornets are executing right now. They look absolutely sharp. This is first game sharpness to me.
Trips left. Again, White, the lone setback. Matt Brown split out to the right. McCoy on a counter. That's the first time we've seen that one. He got some lead blocks from Joey Hudman and Brad Roberts, and he gets across midfield for another Bryant first down.
Tell you what, Rob, you call it. Offensive, defensive line for the Hornets now are ruling.
Another 7-yard pickup, 1st and 10, just inside midfield at the 49 of El Dorado. Bryant has had the football all half long. They lead 10-0, 6:53 left to play in the first half.
Now the score on this drive would look mighty sweet, Rob.
McCoy under center this time. He's got trips to the far side, the wide side of the field. He gives a handoff up to Matt White over the left tackle spot, and he's brought down hard after a pickup of maybe a yard or two.
Referees Bryant coaches are saying something that they're upset about. That's an 8 carry for Matt White. Looks like he's got about 69, maybe 70 yards now so far tonight. Great start in first half, sir.
I think that maybe they're a little upset that a helmet came in there first and maybe a little spearing on that play. But no call. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 at the El Dorado 48 for the Hornets. McCoy under center again. He's got trips to the wide side, the left side of the field.
What a fake he gave on handoff.
All the time in the world to throw, and he's going deep. Triple coverage to Matt Brown, and he still almost got it in there, but the ball was out of bounds as it went through Matt's hands at about the 14-yard line. And boy, it was well covered, but boy, he put it right where it needed to be.
He really did. He was able to split that triple coverage. Too bad it was out of bounds, but I mean, he was able to split it.
And he had all day to throw.
He did. He had great protection. Big third down play, I think, if you're on the El Dorado side of the football, Rob. If you're on the El Dorado side of it, they want to hold the Hornets right here.
3rd and 9 at the 48. Trips left. McCoy under center. Got Matt Brown on the right. Short drop. Looks to Brown on the out, and it's overthrown and incomplete, and the Hornets will be in a punting situation.
One of his first passes really has been off the mark tonight.
Josh Alt will come in to do the punting. They'll try to pin El Dorado back deep. It will be the first punt for Bryant.
El Dorado, I believe, still has just, what, 1 first down, don't they?
I believe that's right. Back deep for the Wildcats will be Donnie Harris and Curtis Clark. Alt drops back inside his own 40 to do the punting. I imagine he'll try to kick it away from those guys.
Man, I would.
Good snap. Alt gets it, boots it away, and straight away. It's got some hang on it. Clark catches it. No fair catch, and he's buried right as he catches it. Good coverage by the Hornets, and the Wildcats will take over at their own 20-yard line once again.
Rob, I want to tell you, that's the kind of play that gives your coaches gray hair, man. Not calling a fair catch, and you're surrounded by the defenders right there. Very fortunate they didn't fumble the ball, as well as the Hornets are fortunate they didn't call some type of interference for being too close.
5:48 left in the first half. Bryant with a 10-0 lead, and El Dorado with the football at their own 20-yard line.
El Dorado just got a more serious pep talk, Rob, before they came out of the huddle this time off the sideline.
They send a wide out to the...
And a no-huddle formation.
Near side, that is Taylor McGee. Wide out to the right. I formation. And Lamario Reed is in at tailback. He gets the handoff. And he's going to get a couple of yards before he's pushed back. Again, the Bryant defense equal to the task. Not the offensive line of El Dorado not making much room for the running backs.
Best running play the Wildcats had tonight was when Harris was able to get to the outside.
Well, they ran the
defense. That's right. And they haven't run that again since. I'm sure they're going to try it again.
2 yards for Reed on that carry, and it's going to be 2nd and 8 at the 22. I don't believe Harris is in the ball game. Reed and
right now.
McDaniel are the setbacks in a pro formation. They got double wideouts to the left side, the wide side of the field, and Jacobs back to throw. He looks deep, under pressure, tucks it now and runs. And he's across the 30, 35, and pushed out of bounds right at the 35-yard line by Bobby Wynn, and it's a first down for El Dorado. And good scrambling that time.
Good scrambling. His receiver came open. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go ahead and throw the football.
13-yard run for Elliott Jacobs, and a first down, their second first down of the night.
Well,
and we're 5 minutes away from halftime.
Boy, did he not go against the grain on that particular one. It looks like we might not have a 4-hour football game like we had last week.
Has moved along a little more quickly. 1st and 10 at their own 35. El Dorado with the football. They trail 10-0. Just under 5 minutes left in the first half. Bryant on defense. A delay to Reed, and he is hit, breaks a tackle, gets ahead for maybe 3, then he's pushed back. Might have gotten 4 yards. See where they mark it. Interesting, they're going with Lamario Reed in the backfield instead of Harris.
I don't know if he gives him maybe a different look, maybe a little more power.
3-yard pickup.
Bring Harris back in, you know, a little speedster later.
2nd and 7 at the 38. Jacobs goes to the sideline to get his play.
Wildcat side of football, they'd love just to chew this clock up and score a touchdown. They'd be thrilled to go in 10-7. At halftime, of course, the Hornets would love to stop and get their hands on the ball again.
Reed in the tailback spot behind McDaniel. They're going with the eye. Jacobs calls the play. Handoff to Reed on the delay over the right side, and he's got good yardage. Up to midfield, Jones drags him out of bounds inside the Bryant 45-yard line.
And once again, we were telling Rob, if they had their success getting outside, they were able to pin the Hornet defenders there and made a good long run. Now the Wildcats are beginning to feel they're getting in some kind of rhythm under offensive scheme.
19-yard pickup for Reed as they sealed that corner over there, and he was able to bounce it outside. An off-tackle play, and it's 1st and 10 for El Dorado at the Bryant 43-yard line. 4:07 left in the first half. Bryant leading 10-0. El Dorado with their best offensive threat so far tonight. Jacobs back to pass. Straight play action. Throws into the sideline, and it's complete. And out of bounds with the reception was Taylor McGee at the 36-yard line, just short of another first down.
Rob, you're right. It is the best offensive threat and best offensive scheme they've had so far tonight.
7-yard pickup on the play. It's 2nd and 3 at the Bryant 36. And the clock did not move that play. It was at 4:02.
Yes, you're exactly right.
The clock is not moving. Somebody needs to be told. Jacobs hands off to Reed up the middle. He breaks tackles and gets inside the 30-yard line. Finally, they get the clock moving, but that play only took 5 seconds.
Pretty good. Rob, by the way, there's not been a turnover yet tonight by either team. Highly unusual this football season.
1st and 10 at the 29.
Clock's moving now.
Well, it may play to the Hornets' advantage, or it may not. We'll see. Pro set for El Dorado this time. Jacobs, 1st and 10 at the 29. He's back to throw. Looking, sideline, caught and out of bounds. Was he inbounds with the catch?
Yeah,
yes. Again, it's McGee right at the 22-yard line. A 7-yard pickup on that little out pattern, and it's 2nd and 3 at the 22 as El Dorado showing some signs of life here.
Boy, are they ever. That little pep talk they had before they came out on the field got somebody's attention.
2nd and 3, just inside the 22 for El Dorado. They trail 10-0, but they're on the march. Mario Reed at tailback has been a big factor. A handoff to the fullback, McDaniel. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, but falls forward inside the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Going to be close to that first down yardage there, Rob, but I think he's going to come up a little short.
Probably be a 3rd and 1, but they're going to call a time and measure it. I think they had to get to the 19, and they're just short of that.
They're short of the 19, so if that changes on the 19, that's going to be short. But it really, if it's short, it's kind of a free play, short in inches like that on 3rd down. They might take a shot at the end zone the way the scrambling ability of this quarterback and he throws it well, too. I'd take a shot. Their big fullback, I think, could make 3 inches, don't you? It's not even 3 inches. It's a first down.
I'm going to say it's a first down at the 19-yard line. 3:22 left in the first half. El Dorado has moved from their own 20 and now is at the Bryant 19, their best offensive series of the night. They trail it 10-0.
They play this little growl over the loudspeakers. Have you noticed that? It's a lot of fun in high school football.
Reed again, the tailback. Double wideouts to the right, tied in to the near side, the wide side of the field. Jacobs under center. Hands off to the tailback, Reed, over the right side, and they're using that right side to pick up good yardage. He's down close to the 10-yard line. Mario Reed, where are they marking it?
Changed their formation a little bit, Rob, and they changed the running scheme, and they're getting an extra man over there to do some blocking.
Well, they marked him down, said his knee went down at the 14-yard line. So
good break for the Hornets because it kept the clock running a little bit further out.
5-yard pickup. Second and 5 at the 14-yard line. El Dorado on the march.
14-yard line.
Jacobs. Now Donnie Harris comes back into the game with McDaniel. Jacobs, the quarterback.
And it's
got double wideouts to the far side, the near side of the field, the wide side of the field. Jacobs under center. Hands off to the tailback, Harris over the left side, and he breaks it outside, but and El Dorado able to get back on it, but they lost yardage back at around the 23-yard line. Somebody hit Harris and really jarred that ball loose.
Bryant side of the field, there was about 1,000 people that yelled fumble with me right then on the same play. Ball's on the ground. Boy, what a big play that was.
Mark it back at the 17, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 at the 17-yard line. Johnny on the spot to recover that was Josh Bryant for El Dorado.
Boy, I tell you, that was one of those big recoveries that he made for his ball team.
3rd down. Pro set. Jacobs fakes, looks to the far side, can't find a man open. Now he scrambles, coming to the sideline, and he's out of bounds. He threw the ball out of the way.
Intentional grounding. He threw it to a Hornet.
He hit the referee with an official with the ball, and
there's a flag. The flag is down.
But is it a late hit or is it a grounding call?
No, it's going to be a grounding call, Rob. I don't see how it could be.
Jake Newell really pile drove him into the sideline, and I don't know where he was in relation to the sideline when he hit him.
Now, Rob, how critical that is that's loss of down, too, I believe, intentional grounding. Is it not?
It is.
And so the Hornets had a loss of down penalty themselves. Scooter Register's over there. He's giving the referees the earful on that, and so they're talking about it.
The Hornets were celebrating, thinking that it was going to be grounding. They're going to
no flag. I cannot believe it, Rob. I cannot believe that.
Scooter Register lobbied that one out.
He lobbied it out, Rob, because they made the call. The Hornet players responded to that, and then he continued to chew on their ear, and they got him to pick up the flag.
What's going to end up happening here is it's going to be 4th and 8 at the 17-yard line, and O'Donohoe will try a 37-yard field goal.
Rob, he would not have had a chance to do this. It's been a penalty and loss of down, and so Register was able to get that. He explained it to the defensive players.
Ball is they're marking the ball now.
The players are trying to wave the fans off from booing.
They're trying to mark the ball back at the original line of scrimmage. It was at the 17, and now they've got it there. So O'Donohoe will try a 35-yard field goal. The holder is Hollingsworth. The snap good, and the kick, plenty of distance. But wide right. O'Donohoe misses.
What a play,
my goodness. With 1:29 left in the first half, O'Donohoe misses a 35-yard field goal, and Bryant takes over leading 10-0. 1:29 left in the first half.
Rob, since we didn't understand what the penalties were going on, there's a lot of trash on the field right now. Since we didn't understand all this, what an amazing turn of events. Who would have thought that the Hornets would have kicked a 45-yarder and O'Donohoe missed a chip shot for him?
1st and 10 at the 20. Bryant with 1:29 left in the half. Jim, do you go for something here, or you just try to run the clock out?
I think you ought to try at least one or two passes, just see if you can break one of those long runs.
We're missing an offensive tackle. Hornets are short alignment over there on the left side.
They're going to have to call a timeout.
Joey Hudman
there he comes.
Runs onto the field. 9 seconds left on the play clock. They're running out of time. They're going to have to snap it right away. He does get in, but now they do call a timeout.
And they're going to have to do that.
why seconds ran off the clock. 2 seconds ran off the clock, and nobody touched the ball. Nobody snapped the ball or touched the ball.
We're going to have to talk to this. We're finding a couple of these refs, Rob, have more gray hair than you do, and that's a pretty good amount.
But still,
man.
that's over in the press box.
Right, I understand that. So they need to work on that. That's twice now the clock has not been moving as it should be.
Well, with 1:27 left in the half, our score is Bryant 10, El Dorado nothing. We got a timeout.
We got a timeout. Hornet play selection, by the way, so far they've rushed 12 times, passed for 17. And you were talking about what they should do maybe toward the half, Rob. I think they ought to try one of that hitch and go again, or they have not thrown the long pass yet tonight, and just see if they might be able to break something free. They'd still have another 2 plays to run off some more time or something. The way the Hornets have clicked tonight, I don't think they ought to just lay down and run off this clock.
That's Jim LeGrone. I'm Rob Patrick. Brent Jackson alongside on stats. We're at Memorial Stadium in El Dorado. Bryant with a 10-0 lead, 1:27 left in the first half, with the football at their own 20-yard line. They've got trips to the right, handoff to Luke Brown over the right side, and Luke gets to the corner, gets hog-tied, gets an ankle tied up, and then is able to fall forward for a couple of yards.
Now that since he wouldn't be able to do that, they need to run some time off the clock. Rob, who do we got coming in for halftime?
The president of the Chamber of Commerce in Bryant, Nathan Harbert, will be our guest at halftime, and he'll talk about some of the things the Chamber's doing, some planning meetings that are going on that we're hoping to get some input from the citizens of Saline County on. So we'll talk about that. Hoping that Shane Clancy, the former Hornet that plays for SAU, might stop by as well. 45 seconds left in the first half. Handoff once again to Luke Brown up the middle, and Luke drags tacklers up across the 25 to the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. He was kind of a tough hit there on his head there.
Well, it sure was right at the end of the play again.
Give him 5 to the 28. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 at the 28.
Hornet coaches are trying to yell that to the ref, pointing at their head, and they're exactly right. He was trying to almost spirit him, which, as you know, is against the rules.
Down inside of 20 seconds, 15 seconds. And really the Hornets don't have to snap it again. On a 3rd and 2 at their own 28-yard line. McCoy is watching the clock. And our halftime score will be the Bryant Hornets 10, the El Dorado Wildcats nothing. The number 1 ranked El Dorado Wildcats nothing.
Balloonatics in Benton is the largest balloon and gift store in Arkansas. You'll find more than 700 different balloons for all occasions, but that's only the start. Balloonatics also has candy bouquets, custom-made gift baskets, hundreds of soft, cuddly stuffed animals, a big selection of over-the-hill gag gifts and party supplies. Balloonatics is your Thai Beanie Babies official club headquarters. We do custom decorating for any event, and we deliver from Glen Rose to Little Rock. So what are you waiting for? Join the fun with Pat Gibson and her friendly, courteous staff at Balloonatics.
BTS, it's back to school.
At Benton Bryant Karate for Kids Family Center, it's back to fun. Karate is great for kids. Build self-esteem and confidence. Learn self-defense and more at Karate for Kids.
BTS.
Want to do this? We'll show you how. Get started today with our back-to-school special, just $19.95.
BTS, it's back to school.
Benton and Bryant's Karate for Kids.
To demonstrate the unique construction of a Simmons Beauty Rest pocketed coil.
I wonder what would happen on our mattress.
John, we don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
Individual pocketed coil springs to reduce movement and help give you undisturbed.
We don't have a Simmons Beauty
How much
Rest.
less movement will you feel on a Simmons
John,
Beauty
we don't.
Only Simmons has the Do Not Disturb mattress.
Katie?
Whoa!
Save up to 50% on Simmons Beauty Rest, all sizes on sale. Ferguson's in Benton next to Walmart.
Location, location, location. These are 3 of the most important words in real estate, and Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is one of the most experienced real estate agencies in Saline County. Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is part of a nationwide network of real estate firms that have combined resources to give you the advantage of our local expertise, plus the benefit of our nationally recognized and respected name. So remember, when it comes to real estate, come to Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden.
Johnston's Maytag Benton Sovac has a new location, now at 1423 Military Road next to the new post office in Benton. But we've still got the best appliances, parts, and service you've known for over 20 years. We sell, repair, and service all makes and models. Check out our gas grill selection, sewing machines, televisions, vacuum cleaners, and much, much more.
If we don't have it, you probably don't need it.
Now at 1423 Military next to the new post office in Benton.
Sometimes tension in a relationship is good, especially if it's the new tension set mounting developed exclusively in Arkansas by Croft Custom Jewelers. For all your gift ideas and special occasions, come by Croft Custom Jewelers and experience jewelry with passion. Croft Custom Jewelers is a great selection of platinum, 18-karat gold, diamonds, 14-karat slide bracelets, and other fine jewelry at affordable prices. Croft Custom Jewelers, jewelry with passion.
But I think this week they've got their feet on the ground. They know they've still got another half of football to play against the top team, and it's going to take a great effort to come out on top. I mean, this lead is not safe. Only 2 scores ahead against the #1 team. They're going to have to score some more, and I think the Hornets will be able to do it on both sides of the ball, and I just look forward to a great second half.
All right, Brent, thanks a lot. That's Brent Jackson, our stat man, and joining us once again will be Jim Legrone. I'm Rob Patrick. Once again, the halftime score: Bryant 10. El Dorado nothing. The Hornets scored on their first 2 possessions of the ball game and threatened to score again, but a penalty moved them back, and they missed a field goal, or it would be a bigger lead. El Dorado had only 1 threat right before the half, a good drive that they drove down inside the Bryant 20, ended up attempting a 35-yard field goal, but O'Donohoe was wide to the right and ended up missing that, so it remained 10-0. So El Dorado will get the football to start the second half. They had won the coin toss and deferred, so they'll get it here in the second half, trailing 10-0 to the Bryant Hornets.
You know, Rob, I was listening to Brent say that there was a tongue lashing going on in the El Dorado locker room.
You think?
I would think that's an understatement. I think the Hornets have their attention now, and they might not have had it coming after this. You know, last year, 35-0, and the El Dorado Wildcats, there's not a player over there that's seen a Hornet team play like this.
True.
They've never seen them do this.
That's the thing about playing some of these great teams, some of these teams with the tradition. They come up and play a Bryant team that, well, they expect the same old Bryant, but this is not the same old Bryant.
It's not the same old Bryant. Referees, as you know, are talking out there. We always like to have fun with those guys, and hopefully they never find out where I live. But we've got 2 elderly gentlemen, I think, have called a lot of ball games.
Well, there's some dispute going on there, I think.
Yeah, there's some.
Is that Coach Patton out there talking with him?
I don't know if it's Coach Patton, but they're really talking.
Yeah. Coach Patton and Coach Beeson, the secondary coach, both having their say with the officials.
Brian's still talking about that flag that was picked up, that was talked out of on the far sideline. It'll be interesting after the game to do that. And by the way, my extra cohort that rode with me tonight has been keeping up with that.
Now there's the El Dorado athletic directors in the end zone talking to one of the officials.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the Hornets are about ready to tee it up for the second half. Donnie Harris will be deep for El Dorado, but the Hornets so far have squib kicked every time they've had the chance to do that, the 2 times they've kicked off.
I'll tell you, Rob, and you know, you're noticing all the other extra activity that we're having around the rest. There's some kind of dispute, and a good reporter is going to have all that, so you're going to write about that, and we'll know the scoop in the Bryant Times.
Well, we'll see what we can find out. Sometimes the lips are locked. We'll see what we can do. Josh Alt ready to kick it off, and he scoots it down the field again, a grounder that's fumbled and covered by El Dorado. Touched at the 25 and then covered at the 30-yard line by James Hollingsworth, one of the upbacks.
Man, that was a 2-second kick. Of course, after he touched it, that's probably about right. You know, it's one of the most amazing things that we have. Rob, that football is so easy to hold on to, but all of a sudden it just kind of moves around on it, you know?
Yeah, I'll tell you that one of the biggest surprises tonight is the fact that we have, knock on wood, not had any rain during the game.
Haven't had any rain, and we also haven't had a turnover by either ball club. This has been the cleanest played football game, Rob, we've witnessed this year.
El Dorado in the I formation. Donnie Harris the dot in the I. Sherrod McDaniel the fullback. Hand off to Harris over the left side, and he's got some running room. Hog-tied by Jason Rose and pushed back, but an 8-yard pickup for Donnie Harris on the first play of the second half.
One of the better gains they've made going up the middle, up the gut of the Hornet defense. Hornets obviously are aware of their outside ability to be able to turn that corner, rack off a big game.
Went off the left tackle at Rod Green, their fine left tackle, 6'6", 217. He opened that hole for them on the left side. 2nd and 2 at the 38, just underway, second half. Hornets with a 10-0 lead over the top-ranked El Dorado Wildcats. El Dorado with the football. And off again to Harris over the left side. He's got first down yardage and tripped up as he gets across the 42 to 42. A little better blocking right now than we've seen.
Oh, yeah, excellent blocking. It's kind of like the last drive of the first half they had. Harris, though, was hit in the backfield, and he was able to bounce to the outside. Shows what a great elusive runner that he is. There's that Wildcat sound on that speaker again. You know, that could get irritating if I hear that a lot this half.
Well,
they play a little growl on the deal in case you're listening. When they make first down, probably after touchdowns. And squeal a cat.
1st and 10. El Dorado thrown 42. Donnie Harris dotting the I behind Elliott Jacobs. And Jacobs fumbled. The ball's on the ground. Who's got it? He tried to pitch it under pressure. And the Bryant Hornets have covered the fumble. Jacobs pitched it under duress, and Jason Rose, the sophomore, comes up with it.
He tried to pitch the ball as he was in the arms of that defender, and it's dangerous because Harris was already going past it. He would come back.
Harris was covered as well.
And then he was leveled, that's right. So the play was going nowhere. Big break for the Hornets, but I tell you, Rod, the Hornets need to capitalize on it. They need to punch this ball in.
10:44 left in the third quarter. Bryant with a first down at the El Dorado 34-yard line. A loss on that play of 8 yards, and the Hornets come out with no huddle. Double wide outs either side. The setback is White behind Derek McCoy. McCoy with a short drop, looks deep. He's got a man, and it's complete. Josh Farmer with a juggling catch at the 10, and he's out of bounds at the 5-yard line as the Hornets go for the jugular.
Well, a great catch. He made concentration Farmer had there, bounced out of his arm. He grabbed it back in and just almost darn near scored on that play. He pushed out of bounds at the 5. Well, Rob, it's almost like they smell blood, you know, and they just go right after it.
Well, it's a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line after the turnover. A 25-yard that's a 29-yard pass to the 5-yard line. Great concentration, as you said, Jim, on Farmer's part to call that one in. They go with the stronger back in Luke Brown. No, it's White. He's going to pitch it to him around right in. White showing his speed as he gets to the corner, but he's rolled out of bounds short of the goal line. He does get inside the 5, pick up of a couple of yards, and there you see that White against a very quick defense. He got to the corner and picked up yardage on a sweep where El Dorado had lots of guys running.
I tell you what, there was no way he should have been able to do it, but he was able to cut the corner and make a couple of yards. Now the more the beef is going in, we see that lineup for the Hornets. They're going to try to punch the ball. And
Aaron Mears comes in to play running back along with White. They'll get Michael McClellan and get Patrick Defoe in there at tight end. He's on the left side, and so is Mears. That appears to be the way they'll run, and they do. White gets the call, and he's inside the 3, perhaps to the 2-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and goal.
Well, it's a tough call, Rob. We haven't seen the Hornets in this position really very many times this season. They've usually been either running it in from a greater distance.
He actually got to the 1, Jim.
Yep.
Nice job down low.
He just kept his feet going.
Yeah.
Well, for the Wildcats, this is a critical play. They need a big momentum swing if they're able to do some kind of goal line stand. The Hornets need to punch this ball on in there.
Again, their strong side is the left side, both wide out to either side. And McCoy shoots it in for a touchdown. On just a quick snap, El Dorado hardly even set, and McCoy sneaks it in for the touchdown, and Bryant has extended the lead, taking advantage of our first turnover.
Well, as you know, the Hornets have been in that no-huddle offense, and he usually stands there, takes some play clock, and their defense kind of gets lulled in that way. So when you walk up and do a quick count, it's a great play. Somebody's calling some wonderful plays tonight.
Well, it's these guys down the press box from us.
On the way out,
Harbert to kick the extra point. Farmer with this hold, and the kick is up, and it is good. So, with 9:09 left in the third quarter, our score, the Bryant Hornets 17, the El Dorado Wildcats nothing.
Record Action gives us a chance to remind you folks and get people to sponsor our broadcast. Sponsored tonight by Rick Lafferty and Diamond Truman, Liberty Real Estate. By Phillips Mountain Dew, by Pepsi, by the Bryant Booster Club, by your hometown newspaper, the Bryant Times, by the Learning Center, the Shane Broadway, by Rick Stevens Insurance Agency, and by KCD at Bryant 93.3 FM, your new CD country station and your new Bryant station. Rob, that was a 4-play drive for 34 yards. McCoy scored on 1-yard TD on a 1-yard sneak. We talked about they had that quarterback sneak in the first half, made 2 yards on it, and so he was able to go ahead and sneak in for that on that little quick snap. Now, Rob, Wildcats came out there, fired up, made 2 good running plays. They turned the ball over, and the Hornets stuck it in the end zone on them. Not exactly the way Scooter planned out the start of this third quarter, but this ball game is far from over. El Dorado is a good football team, and Bryant is just pouring it on right now. They're playing well, playing very well.
Josh Hall tees it up. 17-0 lead.
Well, McCoy's got a good average there. 2 carries for only 3 yards, but it's a touchdown, okay?
Well, he got a first down on the other carry, so...
it was a great play.
Clutch performance there.
Brent's got too much time on his hands over here. We need something going on. So,
all ready to kick it off. Last time he's grounded the kickoff every time, and this time he kicked it away. Harris has to backtrack to the 6. He drops it, picks it back up. He's across the 15, out close to the 20, and there he's hog-tied and pushed back by the Hornets. Hello, Alvarado. Bryant's in pass.
They certainly are, Rob. They certainly are.
That was Jesse Jones down there on the coverage, I believe.
Well, that touchdown just kind of lifted the sideline back, got the crowd back in the game. They're a fine Bryant crowd, by the way.
First and 10, they didn't get to the 20. It's at the 19-yard line. El Dorado with the football, trailing 17-0 here in the third quarter. 9:01 left. Bryant just added to their lead after taking advantage of the first turnover. Now they've got a new full tailback, and he's caught in the backfield. Twisting, turns again, comes up with a big play. Got off a block and made the tackle all in one motion. Jesse Jones at a fine play. And a loss back to the 15, a 4-yard loss. The running back that was in there, a new back that I was not familiar with, is Michael Smith. Lost that 4 yards.
Harris is going to come back in, but boy, he was not going to let him get outside, was he? What a defensive play.
2nd and 14. Harris now the tailback behind McDaniel. They split and put in a pro formation. They've got double wideouts to the left. That is the wide side of the field. Jacobs back to pass, looking that way. He's got a man at the 25. It's complete to McGee. Cuts back against the green and gets out to about the 28, maybe the 29-yard line. A fine play by Jacobs and McGee.
Yeah, he's wide open, as you said, Rob. He maybe have got the first down, depending on the spot.
Needed to get to the 29, and they're right there. So they're going to stop and measure for the first down.
Rob, I've missed these all night, but to me it looks like he has it.
We shall see. We've kind of got a bad angle on it.
Yeah, thank you. Good. Helping me out there. I felt another sprinkle, Rob. You know, right now, I wouldn't care if it just monsoon. With a 17-zip lead by the Hornets. No, don't want that to happen. Soon I get hurt.
Stretch the chains out, and it is a first down. 14-yard completion from Jacobs to Taylor, or to McGee. Taylor McGee. 1st and 10, El Dorado, their second first down of the second half.
McGee was open that time. Maybe that's a new strategy. Going to try to throw the football just a little bit.
Bryant was in soft coverage that time. He broke an out pattern in front of the defender. Pro set, double wide out to the right, and Jacobs with a straight drop back. Looks, throws, and the ball is driven. Nick Black. It was tipped. The intended receiver got his hand on it, but there was double coverage, and Nick Black picked it off at the 45 of Bryant.
I tell you what, when you're doing 2 days, Rob, and there's a hot August, and the coaches have you do a tip drill, you think, Ryan, where are we doing that? Well, that's exactly why right there. Take the ball off. Quick hands, good hands were able to grab that and throw that in. Another big break by the Hornets. And now Rob puts this ball in the end zone this time. What can we say?
Might
have a lot of points on the board.
1st and 10 at the 45. After no turnovers in the first half, 2 turnovers early in the second half, both on El Dorado. Bryant took advantage of the first one for score. Now the Hornets in a stack, wide receiver-wise. A throw to Matt Brown, and he's going to throw against the grain. Matt Brown's wide open at the 30, the 25, gets it back at the 20, 15, inside the 10-yard line.
something like this in every football game. And what a play, and he barely got that pass off because the rush was just about to get to him.
First and goal at the 5-yard line. A 40-yard pass completion from Matt Brown to Matt White.
I think it's about 51, Ron.
Hornets knocking on the door once again.
Pass and run for just over 50 yards.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. 50 yards on the reception. Started at the 45 and 50 yards on the reception. Thanks. Hand off right side and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Matt White as submarining in there from the linebacker spot.
Right at the 5-yard line. They're going to have to find another way to kind of punch this ball in, and maybe this is the time for a little play action pass, maybe a rollout by Derrick and giving the option to throw it or take it on in the end zone.
Second and goal at the 5. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Bryant trying to add to a 17-0 lead over top-ranked El Dorado. Hornets with a second and goal at the El Dorado 5. Luke Brown in at running back. Now he shifts. And McCoy will roll to the right. Looks, throws, almost intercepted and knocked down, incomplete. And boy, that would have been 6 points the other way. And Derek Shelton came up, got a hand on the ball in full stride, but was unable to hang on to it. He tipped it, and Luke had a chance, but the tip just too much out of his range.
Went through 3 players, and 2 of them were Wildcats. The Hornets were very fortunate on that play. And, man, not only would that have been 6 for them, but it would have been a momentum swing in this stadium.
No doubt.
Big play here, Rob. The Hornets really need to punch this in.
Third and goal at the 5, double wide out to either side. McCoy under center, looks, throws. The slant is incomplete through the hands of Michael Wallace, who was under some pressure there. So it's going to bring up a 4th and goal at the 5-yard line. Do you kick the field goal
yeah,
here?
I think you have to, since you got 5 yards out. Or at least, who knows, with Coach Patton, you might have some kind of fake play they've been working on. But a field goal would be a great addition right now, too.
The question is, who's going to kick it here? Let's see. I think that's Nick Harbert that's come on this time.
Well, it's almost an extra point, Rob.
He'll tee it up at the 18, so it'll be a 28-yard attempt. No, it's a 13. It'll be a 23-yard attempt for number 23, Nick Harbert. Snap is good. The kick is up, and it is blocked. The Hornets, Harbert picks it up, and he is down. And El Dorado will take the football at the 14-yard line. I believe that breaking in there to block that low kick was David Linden.
Tell you what, there were several shirts in there, and as far as, if you're on the El Dorado side of the ball, that play is a monumental one because everything's been going against you the second half. There's 6:39 left in the third quarter. You're down 17-0, made 2 turnovers. They just about had to have that. Let's see if that defense gives them a little spark, right?
As it is, they will be at their own 13-yard line, dodging the bullet there with 6:39 left in the third quarter. The Hornets held out of the end zone. They still lead 17-0, and El Dorado with a good ball at their own 13. High formation, Donnie Harris, the tailback. He gets the handoff up over the 15, out to the 20, twists and turns and falls forward to about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line.
Well, there was absolutely no place for him to run, but, man, did he find 8 or 9 yards.
He's going to be just short of the first down, I believe. Depends on the mark. Jake Newell comes up a little lame. He was in on the tackle, and they're going to measure to see if this is a first down.
Can't really see where the chain is, Rob, but it looks like first down.
You're listening to Bryant Hornet football on KCDI. Bryant.
Chain's coming back out on the field. Well, Rob, I have a feeling it's just one of those key drives right now. It's one of those key moments in the ball game. For the Hornets, they need to continue to stop, continue to put the pressure on them, and maybe enter this fourth quarter with that 17-0 lead, and it'll be looking rather large. But, you know, no matter what happens in the rest of this ball game, folks, the Bryant Hornets are for real. They're a very good football team. Their chemistry is well. They play to their abilities well, and they got some talent to play. So they are a good football team. Well coached, well coached.
Second and 1, 22-yard line of their own 22. El Dorado with the football, 6:28 left in the third quarter. Split backfield behind Elliot Jacobs, the quarterback for El Dorado. Jacobs will sneak it, and he'll get the first down as he falls forward to close to the 15-yard line.
Got that first down run up, but didn't get it without a little bit of punishment. He was hit a couple of times.
They're going to mark it at 14. Or did they? Let's see. A little congestion there near the football. Yeah, the 14-yard line. Or that, check that, the 24. 2-yard pickup, the first and 10 at the 24. El Dorado trailing 17-0 to Bryant. Midway through the third quarter. Hand off to Harris on the right side, and he is decked as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Patrick Defoe submarine and knocked him down for actually no gain.
And Rob, this is when El Dorado team seems to have a hard time coming up with these second long and third and longs tonight. That first down really has been the key. First down play has been the key to stopping their drives. Let's see if they're able to overcome it against this very stingy Hornet defense tonight.
Second and 10, El Dorado at their own 24. High formation behind Jacobs. Back to pass. Straight drop back. Under some pressure. Rolls out to the left. Drops a pass out and incomplete. Almost intercepted by Jesse Jones. He had the inside position and it bounced off his hands and out of bounds. So it's going to bring up a third and 10.
Quarterback just tried to launch it over there. The El Dorado quarterback, Elliot Jacobs, just tried to kind of pitch it over the defender's head and was able to do that. Very fortunate it wasn't picked off, Rob. He had his hands on it, but he was right on that line. And as you said, now it's 3rd and 10 again.
Both the last two drives for El Dorado have ended in turnovers. Hornets took advantage of one of them for a touchdown. Elliott turned back. The Wildcats turned back. The Hornets on the second one. 3rd and 10. Jacobs with a straight drop back. Looks for the screen pass. He completes it to the tight end, and he's got a first down out across the 35. Good shoestring tackle there by Aaron Mears, but they faked the screen one way, threw it back to the other way to the tight end, and he got the first down yardage up across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Little trickery of their own, Rob. They faked it over there to Harris. The Hornets have to keep out where he is at while the quarterback was rolling to his left and was able to make a nice gain. Big play for them, man.
Yeah,
big play.
They had to have that one.
Absolutely. It'd been almost killer punting back to the Hornets at this time.
1st and 10 at the 36. El Dorado with the football, trailing 17-0. We're down to 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Jacobs, the quarterback, makes up in the backfield. A busted play, and the Hornets are going to drop him for a loss. Back to the 40-yard line. The ball thought it came loose, but no. And on the play, Patrick Defoe, as well as Andy Summers, the sophomore, in there.
They just kind of bumped into each other. You know, timing is everything, and he didn't have any of that time. But once again, it's that swarming defense that fall off the blocks. It was in the backfield to make him pay for that mistake.
He ran into his fullback, McDaniel, and then ended up losing 6 yards. So it's 2nd and 16 back at the 30-yard line for El Dorado. Again, they're under the gun.
Under the gun. These are the Hornets like these plays. The El Dorado team does not.
Wideouts to either side. Split backfield behind Jacobs. Tied in to the near side, the short side of the field. And Jacobs is tripped up, and
he was tackled, Brad.
Andy Summers knifing through to bring Jacobs down before he could even roll out.
I didn't even see him go back there, and I saw him when he had it down. What a play.
Boy,
how did he get under all those guys?
He was quick to the ball, a loss of 4, and it's a 3rd and 20 for El Dorado.
6 El Dorado players came on the field, Rob. I think they thought it was 4th down.
Mercy, that was quick. He faked a handoff.
How many people I'm sorry, how many people are supposed to have in a huddle, man? They got half the team over there. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But what happened was he started to roll out after faking the handoff, and he took one step, and was just his feet came out from under him, and there underneath was Andy Summers for the tackle. He had a hold of him. I thought he just tripped. 3rd and 20 for El Dorado. And they're going to have to call a timeout. They had personnel problems. You alluded to it, Jim. They didn't get them all off the field, and the time was running out on the play clock. With 3:31 left in the third quarter, Bryant leading 17-0, and El Dorado facing a 3rd and 20 at their own 26.
Phillips Mounty Duke Real Estate is your real estate connection for Bryant and all of Saline County. They have over 30 licensed professionals to serve you. Arkansas Business Weekly recognized Phillips Mounty Duke as one of the top 15 firms in the whole state, and that places them as #1 in Saline County. Whether you're buying or selling, Phillips Mounty Duke Real Estate has the experience you desire and the proven success you deserve. Give them a call at 315-5000. That's 315-5000. Rob, I think it was a good timeout for the El Dorado team. They really need to kind of gather their thoughts before they make this particular play, because you just never know.
Well, last week we saw Pine Bluff thrown into the field to go for on 4th down, trailing. Is this a situation El Dorado will do?
I don't think that they should. 17-0 is not that far. Pine Bluff is a little further down, you know. But, boy, is this a critical play in this football game. Coaches are screaming that they're going to go right or to the defensive left. Excuse me.
Short to McGee. Right. It's the old play, and Hornets foil it. For completion to Taylor McGee. He lateraled it to Harris, and actually lost yardage as the Hornets came up. Who made that play? Was it Jones or Wynn?
It was Jones and Wynn. I think they were both there. Let's give it to them both, man. What a play. They smelled it out. The coaches smelled it out. That was going to be their trick play. And, buddy, it didn't work. They got a punt now. Rob, from what we've seen tonight, the best team is winning this football game.
Boy, isn't that for sure. Only a yard gain on that, and now on a 4th down and 19 at the 27. O'Donoghue's back to punt. He's inside his own 15-yard line.
Now he can kick it all the way over to the Taco Bell, you know.
He gets it away. It's a high one. Matt Brown, fair catch called at the Bryant 37-yard line. The Hornets with the football, 17-0 lead, 2:57 left in the third quarter.
93.3 Central Arkansas CD Country is proud to be the new home of the Bryant Hornets, and more local programming is coming soon, and all of it will be specifically tailored for the growing Bryant community. After the ball game, stay tuned for the scoreboard show at 10:45 p.m. and listen for the hottest new country 24 hours a day. You can make a request by calling our studio line anytime at 1-800-926-8255. We're 93.3 FM, KCDI.
Hornets with the football, first down. McCoy in the shotgun, gives on the delay to Matt White. He breaks it up the middle, first down across the 45, close to the first down at the 46-yard line. Broke it clean.
He broke it clean, was able to cut across there. It's a wonderful play that they have. Run across the middle. You know, Rob, this is the first time the Hornets have had it without a turnover. Without getting a turnover from El Dorado. And so maybe the regular offensive set they plan on doing, you know, at halftime.
Well, they've been down inside the El Dorado 10-yard line both times they've had the football this half. They increased the lead to 17-0, and now they're knocking on the door in close to El Dorado territory once again. McCoy under center this time. Again, a straight handoff to White, and little gain that time, although he did squirt ahead for the first down, yes, to the 48. A 2-yard pickup, and how he squeezed through there, I do not know.
Well, you have to be littler than me to start with, so. And a little bit leaner, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster.
1st and 10 for the Hornets, 2:10 left to play in the third quarter. They have a 17-0 lead over the top-ranked El Dorado Wildcats, and the football near midfield.
Man, where is Chad Hooten when I need him? You know it.
McCoy. I'll tell you, Chris Hooten on Drive Time Sports Today gave him quite a bit of credit, the Hornets.
He's got
Farmer open, but just overthrows him at about the 30-yard line. They ran the fade route, and Farmer was held up and was unable to. He got it just off his fingertips at the 30. But again, he was open behind the receiver.
There is no doubt. I did hear him today too, Rob. He did give the Hornets great credit, but he still didn't pick Bryant to win.
That is true, but very few picked him to win.
Absolutely. So.
And they haven't yet.
It's a long way. That's right. It's a long way.
But there is just 1:51 left in the third quarter, and Bryant has a 17-0 lead over El Dorado. 2nd and 10 at their own 48-yard line. The Hornets with the football. McCoy back to pass. He's going deep once again, and he's got a man out there. It's caught inside the 25, and that is
Mr. White.
Matt White again. Do it all, Matt White.
And is he ever doing it all tonight? I tell you what, his jersey's about to change colors. You know, he's been flashing in this much.
That's why I didn't recognize who it was for sure.
Man, what a play. He's got to get his hands dried off just a little bit.
28, 29, 30. 30-yard pickup, or where do they mark it? At the 23 or the 22?
It's a lot more like the 23.
Okay, 29-yard pickup on that play. 1st and 10. Bryant at the El Dorado 23. McCoy out to throw.
On a big procedure there, Rob. The Hornets jumped just a little bit too quick on this side. Boy, oh boy, you don't need a penalty down here. They need to punch this ball in. They've had all the breaks this half. They need to punch this ball in.
Illegal procedure against Bryant. They did have it marked at the 22.
Yes.
So they're going to mark this one at the 27.
Yeah.
So it was a 30-yard pickup on the pass play. 22 is where they started, and now they're at the 27. A 1st and 15. 1:31 left in the third quarter. Bryant leading 17-0 and knocking on the door again against El Dorado. McCoy sends double wide outs either side. It's Wallace and Jamison to the near side, the wide side of the field. The lone setback is Luke Brown. Matt White and Matt Brown set to the left side. Wide outs. McCoy looks left. He's going to throw the fade. He's got Jamison open. And Jamison had to hold up for it, but he caught it at the 10, and he's driven out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
Man, was he ever open? And it was a good thing because he had to send telegraph to get football to come back down. Man, did he put some air underneath that. But it's okay, man. When you catch them, that's great, isn't it?
It is indeed, and the Hornets are first and goal again. A 20-yard pickup. They're first and goal at the 7.
And the last couple of times they've been down here, they've had a little trouble punching the ball on the end. And maybe this time they need to keep their offense more spread out.
They will send double wideouts to the far side, the left side. That's Jamison and Wallace. Matt Brown wide out to the right. Brown, the lone setback behind McCoy, who looks to throw, and he's got a man in the end zone. It's Wallace, and he's got to be pass interference. Wallace had beaten the receiver, or the defender, to such a point that he has had to tackle him in the end zone before the ball got there.
That's going to be one of those rabbits. If the flag didn't come out, Brent was going to jump down on the field from all the way out
there. He may not have been the only one. Chris Johnson was beat and had to just cut the feet out from under Wallace. Wallace had the football if he'd been able to keep his feet in the corner of the end zone, and as it is, it'll be, was that half the distance to the goal line from the 7.
Boy, it's unbelievable, Rob, the Hornets just playing just so well, so well.
We'll take the ball inside the 4 to the 3-yard line, a 4-yard penalty, and it'll remain first and goal at the 3. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Bryant trying to add to a 17-0 lead. They have 4 downs to do it here from the 3.
This is when it's been the hardest for them, so they've got to come up with something else.
Double wideouts either side. Luke Brown, the lone setback. In motion is Matt White. He gets the handoff, and he is brought down for a loss. Thought they might have got him by the face mask there for a moment.
I think jersey just by his neck.
He was talking to the official about it, but they did not call it, and he's going to be brought down at the 6. So a loss of 3 yards on that play. They tried to run that wing back around with Matt, and El Dorado just got too much penetration for it to work.
Rob, they don't have to snap this. You think they're going to go ahead and snap it or just wait for the fourth quarter?
They'll probably wait for the fourth quarter and try to do it at the other end. No reason to rush anything when you're leading 17-0.
That's right.
So at the end of the third quarter, our score, the Bryant Hornets 17, the El Dorado Wildcats nothing, and the Hornets knocking at the door for more.
Johnston's Maytag Benton Silvac has a new location, now at 1423 Military Road next to the new post office in Benton. But we've still got the best appliances, parts, and service you've known for over 20 years. We sell, repair, and service all makes and models. Check out our gas grill selection, sewing machines, televisions, vacuum cleaners, and much, much more.
If we don't have it, you probably don't need it.
Now at 1423 Military next to the new post office in Benton.
Location, location, location. These are 3 of the most important words in real estate, and Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is one of the most experienced real estate agencies in Saline County. Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden is part of a nationwide network of real estate firms that have combined resources to give you the advantage of our local expertise, plus the benefit of our nationally recognized and respected name. So remember, when it comes to real estate, come to Penfield Real Estate Better Homes and Garden.
The holiday season is here again, so let Croft Jewelers offer you something your loved one will never forget. Jewelry with a unique design. Jewelry custom made to fit your desires. Plus a lifetime guarantee on all diamond jewelry at Croft's. All this plus a price you cannot afford to miss.
Hi, I'm David Croft. At Croft Jewelers, we emphasize quality, service, and selection, and we guarantee it.
Croft Jewelers, Little Rock, North Little Rock, and now in Benton to better serve you.
To demonstrate the unique construction of a Simmons Beauty Rest pocketed coil.
I wonder what would happen on our mattress.
John, we don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
Individual pocketed coil springs to reduce movement and help give you undisturbed.
We don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
How much less movement will you feel on a Simmons
John,
Beauty
we don't.
Only Simmons has the Do Not Disturb mattress.
Katie?
Whoa!
Save up to 50% on Simmons Beauty Rest, all sizes on sale. Ferguson's in Benton next to Walmart.
BTS, it's back to school.
At Benton and Bryant Karate for Kids Family Center, it's back to fun. Karate is great for kids. Build self-esteem and confidence. Learn self-defense and more at Karate for Kids.
BTS.
Want to do this? We'll show you how. Get started today with our back-to-school special, just $19.95.
BTS, it's back to school.
Benton and Bryant's Karate for Kids. Balloonatics in Benton is the largest balloon and gift store in Arkansas. You'll find more than 700 different balloons for all occasions, but that's only the start. Balloonatics also has candy bouquets, custom-made gift baskets, hundreds of soft, cuddly stuffed animals, a big selection of over-the-hill gag gifts and party supplies. Balloonatics is your Thai Beanie Babies official club headquarters. We do custom decorating for any event, and we deliver from Glen Rose to Little Rock. So what are you waiting for? Join the fun with Pat Gibson and her friendly, courteous staff at Balloonatics.
Hornets will have the football, second and goal at the El Dorado 6, trying to add to a 17-0 lead as we start in the fourth quarter. McCoy looking to the sideline for a play call. He's got Luke Brown in the backfield. Trips to the right, the short side of the field. Matt Brown in the lone wide out to the left. Now White in motion that way, the wide side of the field. McCoy rolls that way, looks into the end zone, overthrows Matt Brown, but there's a flag. It's going to be again Chris Johnson trying to defend over there one-on-one, and Matt Brown had him beat.
You know, Johnson didn't argue, Rob, because when Matt jumped, he pushed him in the back, and you just can't do that. By the way, third quarter stats here. Well, let's let the Hornets go ahead and score on this play, and then I'll give you third quarter stats. No, excuse me, they're going to have to mark off the penalty.
At the distance, take them to the 3.
Third quarter stats, Alvaredo's had a total of 127 yards offense. It's 88 rushing, 39 passing. The Hornets have 374 yards of offense tonight. 18 first down, 123 yards rushing, 251 passing. Unbelievable. We would have been thrilled with 374 yards before the game started for the whole game.
Yeah.
Not that three quarters.
Okay, the Hornets now with a second and goal at the 3. 11:57 just underway here in the fourth quarter. Bryant trying to add to a 17-0 lead. Luke Brown's the lone setback. Now Matt White shifts. McCoy under center. Hands off to Luke over the left side. Brown keeps his feet, gets to the 1 before he's brought down the last second by safety James Hollandworth. He prevented the touchdown.
Best running game they've had in these last few moments down here on the goal line on either side of the field.
It's good to have Luke back in these situations. He's got a strong runner.
Hadn't had to play him a whole lot tonight. You know, it'd still be better as long as they can for his shoulder to get as well as he can. Still a lot of football left this season.
Third and goal, a little over a yard for the Hornets for a touchdown. They already lead it 17-0 over El Dorado. Just started fourth quarter. McCoy on the quarterback sneak, and he's going to be just short of the goal line. And it's going to bring up a fourth and goal at about a half yard away.
He was able to get that half yard, made 2 steps. I think it's going to be third and goal, Rob. They have a penalty, if you remember, in the end zone, that other interference call.
That was on the second down.
Well, anyway, it's third down on the board. I think since he was in the end zone, they got a first down again, Ron.
Oh, okay. Automatic first down. Right. So give them another down. That's a good observation there, Jim.
Well, and it wouldn't matter if they go ahead and sneak this thing in again.
I won't be surprised if that's what they do.
A snap count, a quick counting, go right. He can do it.
McCoy sneaks and it's in for a touchdown. Bryant extends the lead as Derek McCoy sneaks for his second TD, and it's 23-0 pending Nick Harbert's extra point.
Well, not enough could be said about McCoy on that one. It was second, third, and fourth effort that he was able to finally get it across the goal line, and he didn't get it across by much. Far side ref is the one that called it. What a tremendous play. 24-0 if this extra point is good, Ron. 24.
Nick Harbert ready for the extra point. Josh Farmer the hold, gets it down. Harbert boots it through. And with 10:40 left to play, our score, the Bryant Hornets 24. The El Dorado Wildcats, nothing.
Phyllis Smelly Dude Real Estate is your real estate connection for Bryant and all of Saline County. Arkansas Business Weekly recognized Phyllis Smelly Dude as one of the top 15 firms in the state, placing them as the #1 Saline County real estate office. Whether you're buying or selling, Phyllis Smelly Dude Real Estate has the experience you desire and the proven success you deserve. Give them a call at 315-5000. That's 315-5000. Rob, that was a 63-yard scoring drive in 9 plays. McCoy so far tonight is 12 out of 22 for 250 yards. And we're really going to make fun of his rushing stats. He'll enjoy us talking about that. He's had 4 carries for 5 yards, but 2 touchdowns and a first down. Very productive. Well, I tell you, you can't get much better than that on rushing yardage.
Very productive 5 yards.
Rob, you know, last week I was talking during the Pine Bluff game, if you remember, and we talked about the score, that when the score went around the state, then many people wouldn't believe it. They would have thought it was a misprint. They got it backwards. And I had somebody come up, one of my buddies came up and said that's exactly what he thought when he saw it in the newspaper. And right now we're in the same point as this score is echoed around Arkansas, 24-0. Bryant, they're going to think, well, there's a typo here. Something is wrong. But it is not wrong.
Josh Alt ready to kick off. I need to ask you a question here.
You bet.
Squibbed the kick. Picked up by Hollingsworth at the 21, up over the 30, out to the 35, stumbles ahead across the 40, and El Dorado will have good field position as they start their drive here, trailing 24-0. Jim, who's number one now, if this holds?
If this holds, how can you keep the Hornets from being number one in the state? Listen, they've won all the football games required. They beat Pine Bluff when they were ranked real high. Now they're beating a team that two out of the 3 polls that people pay attention to in Arkansas in high school football rank is number one. How can you deny the Hornets, especially if they throw a shutout? But the game still has 10 minutes left to go. There's 24 points yet. But El Dorado still has to get in position where they're going to have to throw just a little bit more.
I know I'm way ahead of the game, but it's just, just crossed my mind. Thought I'd ask.
It's a good question, and I gave you a straight answer now.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Donnie Harris is split out to the right. Double wide out to the left as El Dorado spreads the field themselves, and Jacobs is back to pass. He looks down the middle, and the ball is knocked away by Josh Bombeck. A beautiful defensive play deep down the middle at the 25-yard line of Bryant, and on the run down there was the wideout Josh Bryant. Bombeck closed the gap and knocked the ball away, incomplete.
Man, when you're playing well, Rob, you're playing well, and he came out, just stuck out there one hand. And it was a beautiful throw, and the receiver was there.
If he doesn't knock it down,
if he doesn't knock it down, it's a touchdown, no doubt. But now it's 2nd and long again.
2nd and 10. El Dorado at their own 43-yard line.
Trying to get a lineman off the field.
He gets off, double wide outs to the right, tight end left, I formation with Harris dotting the I. A reverse. And chasing him down, Jason Rose is finds him and brings him down after a pickup of maybe 3 yards. Nice defensive play by the sophomore Jason Rose.
How can Jason run that fast? He put a rocket under him that time, was able to catch him.
May have been the most surprised guy in the game. May have been the running back there, Montague.
Right. He was already looking down the field. He was turning the corner. The defensive backs were coming up. And man, oh man, what a play.
3rd and 7 at the 46. El Dorado with the football, trailing 24-0 to Bryant. Jacobs back to pass, under pressure, looking, throws it. It's going to be picked off. No! It's dropped at the 35-yard line, right in the arms of Jesse Jones, and it was almost too good to be true.
It was too good. He was already taken off. He had 3 blockers in front of him. Everybody got out of his way.
So it's going to bring up a 4th and 7 at the 46. And El Dorado.
Well, they got to go for this one, I think, at this point in the ball game, Rob.
9:42 left. They trail 24-0, and they're at their own 46-yard line.
Rob, I don't know what this means, but when that tackle, when Jason came up and made that stick, several El Dorado fans left.
Well,
after that tackle.
Mercy sake.
I won't tell what Brent just said, but, Brent needs to watch his language, I tell you.
Fakes the draw play, throws it into the flat. Dropped by Parker, the tight end, and the Hornets will take over at the El Dorado 46, leading 24-0 with 9:38 left to go.
I've got a big turnover now for the offensive deal. As we talked all night, they act like they smelled blood on the big moments, and now they do. They punch the ball in here, and it's going to be a mountain that even El Dorado can't overcome. But you got to play under control. You got to play within yourself, which they've been doing all night. Well, they scored a touchdown on this drive, Rob. I'm going to give you my players of the game early.
Wildcat fans sit right in front of the booth where we're at. We're in an open booth, and they've all cleared out now. They had this whole row was full. I think they've been convinced.
I think they've been convinced that Bryant can play football.
Hand off inside to Matt White. He's across the 40, still moving, and close to the 40-yard line. He's inside the 45, close to the 40, that is. In El Dorado territory.
Nice little play where Matt gives a fake to his left, and so the defensive flow goes that way, and then he cuts back against the grain. He's able to pick some yardage up. Defense for the Wildcats has been on the field a lot tonight. They got to be getting a little tired. And we also don't want to notice 9 minutes to go, but the Hornets have not turned the football over.
That is correct, sir. 5-yard pickup for Matt White. We'll knock on wood on that call. Jim?
Knock on wood, I'll knock on David here. Okay.
Hornets with a 2nd and 5 at the El Dorado 41. McCoy in the shotgun, trips to the right, the short side of the field. Matt Brown, he hands off to Matt White up the middle, and White's going to nudge ahead to about the 39. Pickup of 2, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 with 8:40 left to play in the ball game. Bryant with a 24-0 lead over El Dorado. Hornets looking to go 6-0 on the season.
Big third down play here, Rob. They'd love to be able to keep this football and keep that clock going and punch it on down the field.
McCoy looking to the sideline. They're going to start using that play clock as much as possible. He's in the shotgun. He's got trips to the right, the short side of the field. Matt Brown working on the wide side. He's got Matt White in the backfield. Now he shifts into a wing position. In motion to the left is Josh Farmer. McCoy does a good job on a low snap. He gets the pass away. It's complete to Matt Brown inside the 30. We got a flag in the secondary again, however.
Last time he called that flag, he called the interference both sides. I did not see the play because it was away from the football.
Would be a first down if this play stands. It's marked at the 30. 9-yard pickup. They are talking to the Bryant players, so it must be an El Dorado infraction. The pickup was 9 yards. If it's a major penalty, they'll take the penalty instead.
It's a holding.
The defense, which is, I believe, only a 5-yard penalty and maybe 10.
Automatic first down in secondary that way.
Right.
By the way, stats on Matt White tonight, he's rushed 16 times for 91 yards, 4 receptions for 94, so he's approaching another 200-yard night.
They do decline the holding penalty. 9-yard pickup, 1st and 10. Bryant at the El Dorado 30. 8 minutes left to play, and the Hornets lead 24-0. Trying to go to 6-0 on the season with another big victory. Goodness knows well, they've got trips to the left side, the short side of the field. Matt Brown working the wide side. McCoy with a short drop. Brown with a hook pattern at the 25. He tries to give ground to gain ground and loses a yard on that move.
Kind of a quick pass. Everything was over here, and they were trying to catch the Wildcat defense napping just a little bit.
Playing a little soft on Matt, and he was able to just hook it up and picks up 4 yards.
But the Hornet offense will take that. That's 3 or 4 yards. If the defender misses the tackle at first, he's going for a lot more.
Keeps the clock moving on the completion.
Absolutely. Just like a running play.
Down inside of 7 minutes, 20 seconds left. Bryant with a 24-0 lead and the football at the El Dorado 26-yard line. 2nd down and 6. They're going into the huddle. Again, using up the play clock now. McCoy in the shotgun, nobody in the backfield, sends Farmer in the motion to the left. Rolls left, throws, complete. Matt Brown at about the 16-yard line, and another Bryant first down.
Hornets continue not only to move the chains, but they chew up the clock, which is their best ally now under 7 minutes. With a 24-0 lead on the number 1 team in the state, although I'm about to believe the number 1 team in the state has a lead right now.
Well, I'm sure that folks in Osceola and Cabot and
but the way
other places might, Van Buren perhaps might differ on that. But
well, who's beat Pine Bluff and El Dorado back-to-back lately?
Not many. 1st and 10 for the Hornets at the El Dorado 16. 6:30 left to play in the ball game. The Hornets with a 1st and 10 with a 24-0 lead. Handoff up the middle. That is Matt White, and he's down close to the 10-yard line.
Brian, by the way, has already got 20 first downs tonight. Rob, can you believe it?
Man, this has been an impressive performance, another impressive performance by the Hornets. And really, this one's been under some greater pressure.
Absolutely. Pine Bluff, a lot of people had questions about Pine Bluff, and when we saw their team, their kicking game and some other things, you know, they're struggling a little more than they have in the past. But El Dorado has played top dog all year.
McCoy under center. Looks to throw. He's throwing into the corner. He's got Jamison. Touchdown! Touchdown, Bryant! Jonathan Jamison on that fade route, and he ran right under it for the TD, and the Hornets put the capper on this baby. 5:52 left to play.
They have indeed, Rob. They have put the finishing touches on this thing. They're going to keep that extra point. What a great running catch. What a great fade route.
Nice throw, right on the money.
Absolutely.
For Derek McCoy.
McCoy's had a night tonight, hasn't he? I don't know if his stats are going to be equal, but he has been on the money.
And there have been
great football game.
There have been some college scouts here tonight, and they've gotten an eyeful.
They got an eyeful from several Hornet players. Now the stands are clicking out only on the El Dorado side.
Harvard on to do the extra point. Got the snap down corner. The kick is up, and it is good. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, our score with 5:52 left to play. The Bryant Hornets scored out 131 and El Dorado 0.
The play, by the way, Rob, tonight is 16 out of 26, 235 yards, a TD. He's still another couple on the ground. Well, Derek has had a great football game tonight, but with 5 minutes to go, I'm going to say this lead is saved, 31-zip. They might score, but it's saved. Rob, my hats are off tonight to two groups of players, the offensive line and defensive line, who have controlled this football game tonight. Especially on the defensive side of the football. Man, they took it to it.
They have indeed. Both sides, both lines have just been awesome tonight. Here's the swift kick, picked up at the 19 by Hollingsworth. He's across the 30, dropped up at the 35, and that's where El Dorado is.
Man, oh man, Rob, can you believe it? Now, we were talking before the football game, and the most optimistic people I was able to find for Hornet fans, they would say, well, they thought Bryant would win by 4 or 5. You know, you thought they'd win by 4 or 5. That's not what I thought. If they did win, they'd win by 4 or 5.
I picked 21-17.
That's right, so.
Never thought they'd shut them in.
I never thought they would either. And, of course, they had, yeah, they went 5-45. But looking for some kind of strange play coming up here, Rob. It's unusual for him.
El Dorado with the first and 10 at their own 35, trying to get on the board. Then trips to the left. Jacobs back to throw. He's got Harris on a little flat pass. He comes back over the middle. And he is through. Michael McClellan and
see that play, Rob, as the coaches were able to see that. They put their defense back up on the line because they knew something was up. These guys weren't going to go deep. So it's a great play. Because you take them out, like you're going to go way down the field, try to run some kind of post pattern. But the defense smelled it out. Those defensive players, those young men want this shutout. I tell you, Rob, they want this shutout.
Newell and Prim were also in on that play. El Dorado with a second and 7 at their own 38. Sends Harris in motion, and he'll go deep down the left sideline. Jacobs trying to get it to him. Good coverage for Monbeck. There was some separation and caught the pass at the Bryant 30-yard line. So a big pickup there. Jacobs and Harris team up for a 32-yard completion play. First and 10 El Dorado at the Bryant 30. 4:56 left to play. Bryant with a 31-0 lead. El Dorado desperately trying to get the 30-yard line. Wildcats came in unbeaten. And off the therefore they tackle was the sophomore Andy Simmons.
What a great tackle for me. Another sophomore for the Hornets. They're playing a lot of sophomores tonight. They do all the time. He was not going to be denied.
Good blocking on that.
What a play.
Second and 13 at the 33.
Hornet fans are so excited they've been standing up for the last 5 minutes, you know.
We're inside of 4 minutes and 30 seconds. El Dorado with the football, trying to get on the board. Second and 13 at the Bryant 33-yard line. This is only the second time they've been in this territory. They get a screen pass away for the tight end inside the 30. Tripped up. Nice job there by Bobby Wynn on the ground after being blocked. Got a hand up and tripped up. The tight end tripped Borowskis. But he's brought down at the Bryant 23. And it's going to be close to a first down. They have to measure it here.
I don't think they're going to have to measure. This is going to be a little bit short for the quarterback. Rockford quarterback sure stayed in the pocket. He's taking some hits tonight, man.
He got belted there.